Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. A new year has started. We're 3 days into it. This is the eye test. Soon to be joined by my running partner, Winston. And we got business. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, we have business. The 2023 season, I told you at the beginning of this season that it was going to go by so fast it would make your head swim. And what has it done? Exactly that. This coming Sunday, potentially, is the very last game of the year. Already. Time just popping, ticking. Hey, I didn't know it was gonna go this fast either. But doggone if it didn't. I mean, it is wow. That's all I can say is wow. Now let me see if yeah, make sure I get my comments on in here. And let me check my other sources and make sure my other sources are tuned in. And that everybody who wants to come in, you can come on in. And like I said, I'm waiting for my people to come in, and the link is up for everyone so that you can join me. Now, what I'm going to start to talk about is unfortunately what happened Sunday. Everyone, and well, when I say everyone, I'm talking about all of the content creators that have dealt with the Atlanta Falcons performance this past weekend. Oh boy, didn't look good. Didn't look good, especially for those who didn't want Justin Fields here, who were just adamant, who were just set in their ways, who were just double dog, dare down, double down determined that Justin Fields was not going to be the person that we wanted, and that he didn't turn out the person to be the person that we would have wanted or needed here as a quarterback. Because you had some diehard people looking at Justin Fields and just, I don't want him. Look at how bad he is. He can't do this. Did he get sacked again this week? Did he get sacked again last week? I mean, it was the vitriol was flowing. The angst was flowing. And people were just adamant, especially with a Marcus Mariota here and then a Desmond Ridder, saying that Justin Fields was not the person, we should have, and there were some people that said we should have drafted defense. Okay, I go along with that. We might should have drafted defense. Ain't no biggie. Might should have drafted defense. Might should have gotten, a person on the defensive end who, would have helped us out. That's fine. That's fine. But you definitely didn't need to draft a tight end, because National Football League teams do not build with tight ends first. We now know this. We now understand this, and the people that are getting paid those millions of dollars for doing this, they should have known. That's all I'm saying. And that's all a lot of people have been saying. And, you've had, people agree, disagree, whatever, one way or another, about how the team should have been constructed. And I have no problem saying, hey, have no problem saying, hey, we can agree to disagree. And then again, you could have gotten this, you could have gotten that, you could have done this, you could have done that. Yeah. You're right. You're right. But what we saw Sunday, for those of us who were saying, hey, we might be able to pry him loose from Chicago. Well, looked like that barnacle put some extra glue on his butt and might be staying there. C-Dub!
What's up, John?
How you doing, sir?
Man, I was about to turn in for the night, but then I saw a little thing about an eye test about returning, so I decided to come on in and slip myself through the back door and just say what's up to everyone. And just wanted to, yeah, man. I mean, you're right in a spot where you're saying this is all about what teams ahead of us are going to do, and we messed around. We lose to 5 of those teams or 4 of the 5 teams in the top 5 of the draft. And I thought we were supposed to be better. I mean, I remember people saying that Arthur Smith was going to revolutionize offensive football with, you remember this one? Positionless football. Well, it sure looked like a lot of the guys on offense didn't know what position or what routes to play. So he definitely went that route.
It looked like coachless football.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think we're all in agreement. Coach got to go. He's been got to go. But the question is who's going to be the one that asks the hard questions to find out who's calling the shots, and if there's a tie or if there's a thing, does Rich McKay squirms his way into the office to give his viewpoint, even though it's not needed? That is something that needs to be addressed eventually, because I'm sorry, man, this team is. I feel like this team is good, John, but then there's times I'm watching it and I go, if we played a better team, I don't think we last long. And that Chicago game, I felt like we got exposed. Like when we needed a stop, our defense couldn't bring down Justin Fields.
True, and something that I was looking at, he wriggled loose one time and made everybody look bad. I mean, they had him. How many times? At least 3 times they had him.
And I know the play you're talking. Yeah.
And
almost Dupree almost got him, because that's his name. He's not Bud. It's not, he's not Sack Master. He's the almost master, because he's the master of almost getting there. I mean, Jesus. And then it's like Ayumata had him lower legs and everything, and he spinned away from him. Campbell belly flops, and I'm not making fun of these guys. I'm just saying, but that one play just makes me go, ooh, why did you have to do us like that, Justin? I mean, I get it. You're trying to, raise the price, but go on, dude. You made all of us look pretty sad looking.
Yeah, well, when you have a quarterback that, and he showed me how strong he was. He showed me how strong he was by virtue of the fact, the way that he wriggled away and got away when, they had him clamped up and wrapped up.
Yeah.
And while you were talking, I was thinking they had him 3 times on that play, but I think it was 2 or 3 other occasions where someone had a hand on him during the course of the game about to bring him down, and he wouldn't go down. He kept wiggling and wriggling free. So
but then it's like you go, man, Justin just made us look bad. But then you look back in and I hate to say it, but this also goes on the defense because, think about the pasture knot. Old boy from Minnesota who's not even starting, Dobbs. Think of Kyler Murray. We couldn't get them down. When we needed a play to get a sack or get something to happen, we couldn't do it. And that goes back to you should have gotten a freaking pass rusher. And I'm not trying to like reinvent the wheel. And not only that, but John, I know Coach comes on from time to time and he talks about this. We don't use the 3-4 right. I mean, if our linebackers and our safeties are just not trying to attack, why are you playing a 3-4?
You're absolutely right.
Because that's what you're supposed to dictate.
Because if we are running the 3-4, then one of those people on the line is a linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay. One of those people on the line is a linebacker. But the thing about a 3-4, and Demetrius Jeffrey, welcome in. I see your name down there. But one thing about a 3-4 that I always thought that you're supposed to have that man in the middle, that monster, the one that's going to take the double and triple teams to allow the other 5 or 6 people there to do their damage. If they're going to run, if they're going to blitz, if they're going to cover, whatever. And since Brady went down and you're running Calais Campbell back and forth in there, I don't see anybody getting double teamed. I just don't see it. Plus, with an elusive quarterback like that, you got to stay home. That's how we were always doing people when Michael Vick was here.
Yeah.
If those people didn't stay home and they pinched too far in or overcommitted on their pass rush or whatever.
Oh, he'd get them. Yep.
Yeah, you get them.
He'd get them. He'd find the alley. And I mean, my thing is this. Yeah, because, think about when we talk about 2021, the draft that was missed. Because let's be honest, Pitch doesn't even want to be here at this point. And look, dude, extend, not extend, I don't care. This is why you don't want a tight end at 4 overall. I'm sorry. Because you picked a toy over a foundational piece. And what I mean by foundational piece, you could have had Sewell, who could have been on the offensive line right now, who could be making plays for us, who can actually give you a little bit more, oh, man, okay, at least we have Sewell. We can move him over to left tackle, help Jake out. We could kick McGray. You have some more options. Or you go with Micah Parsons. I know everyone says, well, no one knew who he was. Look, I get it. But that's a fire breather. And, I mean, that boy had it in him regardless. I mean, I like to think if we would have gotten him, he would have made an impact or two. I will never understand. But then you could have gotten the quarterback. So those are 3 foundation pieces. And this knucklehead leadership wanted to go best player available. John, show me where best player available wins a Super Bowl. That ain't ever happened. That's why where before people, I was kind of on the fence of, well, Terry should get a chance. Now, if Terry gets fired too, I don't feel bad because that's part of the deal right there, man. You got if you wanted the quarterback, then you needed to literally throw some furniture, get in some faces, and be like, y'all are stupid if you think we're about to draft a dang tight end. We got Matt. Let's go ahead and bring Justin involved. He can wait, and then we can, you would have it perfect if you wanted to go the quarterback route. I mean, you could have went any route, but they picked a tight end. And sure enough, people now are looking at that tight end after not extending the arms. And I feel for him, but dude, that's his. When you do stuff like that, people ain't gonna defend you now.
No, they're not. And we like to welcome Ron in.
Ron,
What's up? What's up?
What's going on,
what's
Ron?
up, my man?
This sorry ass Atlanta.
Ron always, I know people, you might not see it, but Ron doesn't really show his emotions much. He hides it, so we kind of have to dig a little. So when he says, when he says this sorry ass team, we're really trying to figure out, is that really how he feels?
Yes
What's up,
and
man?
no, because
Boy,
I've been a Falcons fan since 1982. Because my dad used to work for the Atlanta Falcons security at the old school Georgia Dome.
Great memories.
But you hit on something. Rich McKay, sorry ass, need to be gone a long time ago.
Amen.
And me and John talked about it a long time ago. I don't know if you remember this, John. You told me you were like, well, give him more time. And I was like, fuck that shit. He don't need no more time.
now that had to been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, for John to say, give it time. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard John say that anytime.
I was like, nah, this man sorry as hell. And you were like, no, give it time. I said, God damn, John, how much time should I give him?
And John, was that after the Jamal Anderson draft and you were like, look, Ron, I'm telling you, he's got something in this guy.
Yeah. That's what John said. John did like this. Man got something. I could feel it. Now, what did you feel now, John?
And he had diarrhea. That was he had.
It ran right through him.
He had some called see. Go ahead, Ron.
My whole point is, how can you turn Tampa Bay into a Super Bowl team and you come over here and you're not doing shit? Excuse my foot. You're not doing nothing. What Rich McKay doing here?
It's almost. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I'll say this and I'll shut up for a second. Now, my cup had runneth over about what I would say after I found out that Rich McKay wasn't doing nothing. And that's been about I think prior to Jim Moore getting hired.
Thank you.
And the reason why, I was asking these things is because, okay, I've always been of the mindset that, and good, bad, true or false, whatever, that a president of the franchise should be the person that if anybody gets fired from the head coach on down, any acquisitions take place, that president of football operations should be speaking instead of the owner who doesn't know anything about football. Okay. Now, say for instance, the owner was going to replace the general manager. Possibly the owner may come in front of everybody and say, "Hey, we've had to make a change. We've changed the general manager, and he will be on the committee to find the coach, and that will be his job. And I'm holding them accountable. Blah 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 blah." But look, like every time something was going to take place, and I posted a picture a long time ago when they fired Mike Smith, where Arthur Blank was at the podium, Dimitroff and Rich McKay was sitting off to the side, and it was kind of a picture that was kind of candid, where it would show them. and they were sitting up there like two Labrador retrievers, watching him talk.
What?
And I said, now wait a minute. When is Rich McKay going to be jacked up? When is Rich McKay going to be held accountable? Then next thing you know, he's on the lead committee to get the new Mercedes-Benz dome straightened out. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, well, I skipped a step. It was 1 year right with no. Matter of fact, it was the year before or the year that they did fire Dan Quinn, where Rich McKay was supposed to be an advisor, but you had about 14 general managers here. You remember?
Yeah. Oh God.
Bunch of general managers.
Yeah.
Scott Pioli was here.
Yeah.
That used to be Dimitrov's boss. I mean, they had made everybody darn general manager. I mean,
the brain trust was
just
that was the brain trust minus the brains.
Right.
Yeah. So man, it's been so long and it's been so crazy that at this juncture, where we are right now, everybody started telling me, okay, he's just president emeritus. He and Arthur Blank are sitting in the suite together. They, and not doing nothing. He's not doing nothing.
Okay, let me start you right there, John. So if this man not doing nothing, not a damn thing, why the fuck you here?
All right, real quick. Have you? Yeah, real quick.
Right quick.
Yeah. All right.
Why the fuck he here?
Mm-hmm.
You just don't get anybody to be a GM. Somebody from Pittsburgh Steelers. Somebody from New England Patriots. Somebody from the Buffalo Bills. Somebody from...
Now, Ron, hold on. Now we're talking about the president. We're talking about the president, not the GM. We're talking about the president. Now, the GM, that's going to be something we get into a little bit later. But we're talking about okay, and I understand where you're coming from. Somebody that is a decision maker, that's a mover and a shaker, that's supposed to be doing something. I understand what you're talking about. I definitely understand what you're talking about.
A buck stuff with me, guy.
Yeah. Now,
all these teams that winning, that been doing stuff. Have y'all seen that? Just think about it this whole year. All these teams that do stuff is winning. That's in the NFL. It go back to my question again. Why the fuck Rich McKay still here?
All right. So here's something I'm going to bring up. All right. Because I did a little research and, basically, I watch a lot of Falcon content, see, guys from the past, see what they've said, see, things have, what generates and has ever lined up with what I've thought. Right. And the other day I stumbled upon Wolf Solidify. And guys, if you ain't following, you got to follow him. The man's a trip. But also, here's the deal. He plays inserts in one of these. I got to find it so I can actually maybe drop it or share it or something. But he shared this in his video clips of Arthur Blank interviewing Arthur Smith. And in that, Rich McKay is there going over why they're interviewing Arthur Smith and what is drawing them to him. Now, of course, I was too busy throwing up when I was hearing it because I just wanted to punch the man in the face. But the thing that resonated with me is Arthur Blanks wants to be Jerry Jones, but doesn't want to be Jerry Jones. So what I mean by that, is he wants to be front and center. He does. Because you know what? That's all of us. but he doesn't because he knows he got burnt on it with Michael Vick. So he lets Rich McKay kind of take that spot where he explains stuff. But the thing I got to say is this. Then Bigelow said something asking Rich McKay, well, what do you do? And Rich goes, well, if there's ever a point where everyone's kind of drawn on who to get, I kind of break the tie. Now, that's my problem because you're breaking ties, but you're going with guys that you know Arthur has no problem with when you could be getting guys that have an edge to them. That guys, like, let me ask this question. Would Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, would those three personalities be playing for the Falcons?
No.
No. But boy, he jumped on them in Tampa Bay.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up.
And that, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, Arthur Blanks will go to him for advice. I get it, but man, you could have your friendship if that's what you want. You want a poodle, go buy a poodle. You know, rich men can have dogs too. My thing is this. Go get you a guy right now that can look at you and go, hey, Arthur, this is what's shaking down now. Not 30 years ago, not 40. I'm talking about right now. Yeah, we need – here's my question I want to ask. Arthur, is Rich McKay giving you a magic show? Because do you not see the empty seats in Mercedes-Benz, the Hall of Fail that you've made? Because ever since y'all left that Georgia Dome, I know it's kind of been full a couple of times, but the Arthur Smith era, which we could call an error, ERROR, you know, it's not looking good. And I swear to God, if I saw Terrence, what's that reporter's name from AJC?
Terrence Moore?
Yes, Terrence Moore. He made a joke about.
You saw his podcast?
Yeah, yes, I did because I had to. Because I was like,
I watched it too. Hey, Ron, you need to watch that.
I've seen it. I got
did?
into it. I got into it here a long time ago.
When he said, if the Falcons win the division, that will mess up that'll mess them up for a few years, and he ain't lying because I really feel like the owner's going to try to find a way to keep him. The only best thing, and I know everyone feels so conflicted. Well, you know, the Saints are our rivals. We shouldn't cheer. We ain't cheering, folks, but we know if we win, our idiot Blanks is going to go, well, you know, I really do like him. He did win 8 wins. He didn't win 7.
What?
You can't freaking lead like that. Freaking Millie. Anyway, sorry.
I want to ask y'all. Is it so hard to find a decent head coach?
Now, no. Hey,
no.
Now look, Ron, no, it's not. But the quality of what you're going to find is hard to find.
No.
Quality.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Because
because it is one dude that been getting fucked around for the last 5 years. He not ever be enemy.
Now, okay. Now, true.
I'll just say like this. Okay.
Go ahead, C-Dub. Go ahead,
C-Dub. No.
Give me a chance for these gears to work.
Yeah. I wanted to answer Ron's question about the coach. You can find a good head coach. What are you looking for? Are you wanting the hot prospect and being on edge and, ooh, look what we did? Or are you looking for a successful coach or a coach that's going to change things? And my question is, if you fell in love with Arthur like you did, what did Eric Bieniemy not do besides fart? Because my thing is, at the time of looking for a head coach, I kept going, you go after someone that has the top, who's played with the top team, played with the top coach, top player. Right there, you would have had Eric Bieniemy here as the Falcons head coach. I thought
Well,
that'd be the right thing. They get Arthur, and I'm just going, why?
look, I'm glad you brought that up because what Devin Henry did. That's why he's here.
Well, I know
Remember,
that, but yeah, no, I know
Devin,
that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, they look at Arthur Blank, look at Devin Henry over here got 2,000 yards. Well, let's go get Arthur Smith. Well, the first thing we fucked up at Arthur Blank, this the Atlanta Falcons, not Tennessee Titans. So we not built like Tennessee Titans. We built like the Atlanta Falcons.
No, we literally built like the Tennessee Titans.
But right.
Yeah, no.
Like the Tennessee Titans of old.
Right.
We have an elite running back.
Right.
We have a dominant tight end, and come on now.
No. I was thinking of Pitts. I'm sorry.
You can go Pitts as the dominant, or Jonnu Smith, either or.
But
and then you still have their number one wide receiver in Drake London.
But
we are built exactly like the Tennessee Titans of old.
I'm glad you brought that up, Winston.
The only thing that's missing is that we don't have the competent quarterback play of Tannehill, and
or head coach.
We don't have that number one edge rusher. That's those are the only two differences that we have in this team in 2023 and that team in 2020 or 2019 when they went
2019. 2019. Yeah, 2019.
And welcome in, Winston. Winston has come on in.
What's up, Winston?
Hey, he hit the ground running.
Yeah, he did. Hold on.
He hit the ground running.
John, he didn't let you open the door. He just opened it right behind.
Hey, man, I'm going to introduce him, but since he was flowing, I ain't going to cut him off. He hit the ground running, and that's fine. And we did miss a week last weekend. Last Wednesday. We did miss a week. And one thing I'm going to make sure that I try to do is make sure that we do something at least once a week. And Tuesday and Wednesdays are going to be our nights. Tuesday and or Wednesdays is going to be our nights to do.
That's cool.
Now, since
what's going on, brother John?
First, man,
happy holidays to you, everybody else on the panel, everybody in the chat. Happy holidays to everybody. I hope it was everything y'all wanted it to be. Outside this and lost, but
it was a snow globe of a loss.
Man, I got a piece of coal in my stocking that done tore it off the mantelpiece, and that's the Atlanta Falcons. Just to tow it all off the damn mantelpiece. I need to throw it in the fire. This was the first real blowout of the season.
Yeah.
What took place? This was the very first blowout of the season. And and it was under the most inclement conditions. Now I wasn't there, but Winston was at one of those bad. It was just like he was on a ship.
We wanted to hug Winston afterwards.
On a ship.
Winston was like the weather people. Give us the weather report
on a Coast Guard cutter.
Hey, look, I can't even tell how many times like me and the old lady took it. Went inside the tunnel to stand in the tunnel to sit there and watch the game because goddamn won't nobody out there. There literally was nobody out there in the game. We walked around the whole stadium. There was nobody there at the game. You can go sit wherever you want. You want to go sit down on the field right there at the boundary? Go do it. Ain't nobody there. You want to sit up at that? Go do it. Ain't nobody there.
I mean, you could have said, "Hey, to Mr. Tepper, got a drink poured on you for $300,000."
Man, if Tepper took and poured a drink on me, I would have snatched his ass out of the goddamn box.
Hey. Now somebody posted about that cause, and I agree.
Quick.
I agree. Cause see, I'd have been climbing up in there. See, buddy.
There are three things that I think is the utmost. Don't call me the B word.
Yep.
Don't spit on me. Don't talk about my mother. Fourth thing, and then don't sit there and throw something on me.
Yep. And don't be a naysayer.
Outside of those four, you got some leeway.
We can negotiate.
No,
Hey,
I just wanna.
I see James Holloway in here. What's up, James?
What's up, James?
Man, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing tonight? Hold on.
Oh man, we suffering along with everybody else inside 285, man. We ain't got no football team.
He's Night Rider.
he on that secret mission.
He Batman, man. He stay in the shadow.
Man, yeah, I do.
What's going on, brother?
Man,
Now.
I can't complain.
Hey, and now me and Winston, we text back and forth to each other, and I wanted to talk about something that he posted, and what it was. The Atlanta Falcons media department, I guess that's who it was. They put a post up on the Falcons website that said that return that we had Sunday that didn't make it all the way to the end zone was the longest return without scoring a touchdown. And they put the caption up there. Good job. What was it they said? Good job or amen?
Good try.
Good try. Or man, my phone jumped up and started dialing by itself. Trying to call the Falcon media department, but it was too late. It was too late at night. And the phone kept dialing them. Look, phone, they gone. Get them. We can get them tomorrow. You know, I heard something even more stupid. And this was back during the time that Joe Johnson was with the Hawks. And what they said was, I think Dwayne Wade was leading the league in points per game. And then they said Joe Johnson was leading the league in minutes played per game. What the hell kind of damn comparison or something to be touting up, boy? See, you know, people grabbing for straws now. I mean, I said now I can understand a real milestone, but that what took place Sunday when he didn't make it to the end zone, and I kept running it over and over and over and over, and I'm still trying to figure out why you didn't make it to the end zone, man. Looked like you just gave up.
No, you know the wild thing. Remember back in
nice.
Oh, hey, Winston, hold up. We got your boy over there. You see who it is, though.
Yeah.
Mr. Red.
You see who it is, though.
Darkwing Duck over there in the cut.
He driving home. Red. Just keep your eye on the road, Red. Me and Winston gonna talk here for a minute. Go ahead, Winston.
Don't worry. I ain't gonna crash my car looking at Winston. I ain't gonna correct the car looking at Winston glass.
Yeah. You can wreck the car because you can't goddamn see out of them thick ass goddamn eyeglasses.
Well, I gotta do my boy like that, man. But it's all right. You can see.
Hey, Red got his red. Good grief, man! That's a big red bird. He's put a cardinal up.
He got that DeBurge finger out there.
Good grief. Hey, Red, keep both hands on the wheel, boy.
I am, Judge. I was at a traffic light, Judge. I'm driving both hands on the wheel. My driver instructor. Hey, Judge, the Stonewall Terry. You remind me of him, man.
Hey. Man, shoot, he got his lights over there at Stonewall Tail. Heaven help the state of Georgia.
Worry about the blind that Rich McKay sitting there trying to scout on goddamn talent. In the front goddamn
he got that flashlight trying to find him.
Hey, Rich McKay, he must be blind the way he scout talent. Shit.
I mean, remember that Jamal Anderson draft pick? That was just amazing. Not the running back, but
no. Peter Combs.
Oh God, that was awful.
Both of them sorry motherfuckers. Well, no, wait. Peter Combs was Dimitrov now. Is that?
Yeah, that was Dimitri.
Hey, Rich McKay was still there.
What?
Well, hold on.
Still there.
Hold on. Rich McKay and the Merry Men.
Hey, Ray, man.
What's up?
I thought you had something out there on the side. So you had sat there and moved that camera. You moved that camera, and I saw that green light on your head. I thought somebody was at your top, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
You thought Cat Williams had put the green light on me. You thought Cat Williams had put the green light on me.
I was like, oh man, should I tell John to cut the live or not? I don't know what's going on.
Hey, Wilson, go ahead with your point. I didn't mean to distract you. I just had to point out who that was over there.
What I was talking about?
Yeah, we listen.
What were we talking about?
See, you
don't ask no old folk what they were talking about, cause see now I make up something.
we were talking about that nice try effort.
Yeah, Falcons.
We were talking about
the nice try return.
The the field goal return.
About D Alpha who ran out of gas right at the damn goal line.
He didn't run out of gas. All right, so
it was a snowball.
All right, so back in week three, Jesse Bay had a pick six.
Mm-hmm.
In the way, Zach Harrison, and I saw a lot of people in the chat talking about, hey, why are we sitting there applauding him for effort played this, that, and third? But he led the convoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here it is, week 17. He's doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And Alfred messed up. Alfred cut back inside of Zach because he was leading the convoy once again. He cut back inside of him, and he tried to cut back over too quick. Stepped on Harrison's foot and tripped himself up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that not the Falcons? Is that not the Falcons being the Falcons?
Yeah,
I mean,
hold on, man. I'm about to stop letting y'all disrespect the Falcons. Why every time something go wrong, folks want to use the Falcons as some kind of verb?
Red, it's proven.
It's not a verb. It's
Falcons, man,
Falcons. It's an adjective.
Well, y'all can say it. I will never say no shit like that about my own team.
Dude, come on.
Wait a minute. Where you lying? You said it on your other show.
Falcons just being Falcons.
If you don't shut up, other shows over here.
You've been getting into it way too long. I think all your ass
Oh my God.
Judge, you call me a dry snitch. Look at Ron being a dry snitch.
I'm not honest.
Naysayers.
Naysayers.
I can't. You know, boy, it's bad when it's true though. Red.
Damn you, dry snitch.
Ooh, he's mad. He don't even have his glasses on.
It's bad with it. Hey, I hate it too. I hate it too. But look, red. Now look at it. We look at it. We've had anything that has gone wrong. The Atlanta Falcons always say, "Hold my beer."
Boy, do they ever.
I promise you I can do one better. I promise you I can do one better. Hold my bill.
That's what they do.
Nobody holding that bill and spit and saliva all in it. Hold that damn bill.
Hey. We ain't at the dentist office, Red. I don't need to see.
Okay, my bad.
Red, you showing me all your teeth, but we ain't at the dentist office. But I mean, gentlemen.
All right.
The Super Bowl. And I hate to have to go back there, but it makes my point perfectly. Every team prior to us, with a 25-point lead have never lost the Super Bowl. Never.
Oh, yeah.
But the Falcons said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah. You're right. I mean, can't take that away.
I mean, and the thing is, we find different, more embarrassing ways to lose.
At this point,
different, embarrassing ways to lose. And that was just a combination.
It's different ways to lose. It's not even embarrassing anymore. It's inventive ways to lose.
Well, yeah, we wanna.
Somebody had to actually like write this up and facilitate it for these things to happen.
Basically, they were like, "All right, we screwed this up. So how can we screw this up again? Okay, D, trip over your boy's foot."
How can we screw it up better than the last time?
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, hold on, guys. The perfect reaction or the perfect thing when Heineke was throwing all those interceptions, Desmond comes out smiling, pointing at everybody, trying to get them all set, and the boy throws an interception as soon as after they show that picture of him.
What did he say? Hey, what did he say? Hold my bill.
Yeah, yes, he did. I swore I saw him. He's like, "I got you, coach. I'm gonna hold your beer."
And then Ritter,
and then
Ritter it up. Ritter comes right in and does the exact same thing.
Now, look, if you want a nickname for Ritter, go ahead. He deserves a bird.
Ritter.
That's right. I like that. Ritter it up, because that's what he about. He just ritter it up.
Well, my thing is, we would not be having this problem if he would have played more times in preseason.
I'm not convinced that even if he played preseason, we'll still have the same problem.
Hold on.
Because he does that much of a fuck up that what he is. Really is what he is at that point. Even if he played all 3 games of the preseason, he's still a fuck up.
Preseason will not change what Ritter is. I'm sorry to explain it to you. Preseason will not. Ritter could have played every snap in preseason and played every snap up to the point he got benched, and Ritter would still look the exact same way. Why? Because Ritter is fucking trash. He's a project quarterback that got thrust into a starting position, and he wasn't ready for it. And he's making a dumbass mistake that people sitting there analyzing and sitting there saying he's fucking horrible. He's not horrible. Don't get me wrong. He's not horrible. He just horrible for this time period. That's the biggest thing. He's horrible for this time period.
He's hard
because he haven't had the chance to develop to be what his ceiling can be. His ceiling, to be honest, could be maybe.
Be careful.
Please be careful. Please.
High end is Fitzpatrick. That's his high end.
Man, this dude ain't gonna be in the league that long. Fitzpatrick played in the league for 17 seasons. Ritter be lucky if he played 6 more damn snaps.
Ritter would be lucky to find another contract.
That man's UFL bound.
Yeah.
He might not even go there.
I don't even know why folks trying to be nice about him. Just call him what he is. He trash, and he ain't gonna be around long.
But I'm man enough to sit there and say that Ritter got shivved a raw deal coming to Atlanta.
He got shown a raw deal, and he gave us a raw deal.
Because Ritter's supposed to have went to somewhere where he could go sit for a year or two and get his shit together, and then compete in training camp. And if he was ready, then you roll with him. If he wasn't, you already know what the fuck you already seen for the past 2 years. But Ritter didn't have the opportunity. Mariota stunk it up so damn bad, the goddamn Ritter had to go in. Because you're trying to accelerate his process. All right. Well, if a coach that think that, hey, you have enough talent that I can accelerate your process and you should be able to show it. And then I give you the opportunity and you don't do it. It's 31 other coaches that actually have a job. And there's numerous other coaches sitting in the wing. They're sitting and watching the same tape. Same way anybody sitting there talking about, hey, well, they watch tape about Bijan or Drake London. Motherfucker watching tape about goddamn Desmond Ritter.
What?
All right, hold on.
You lower the box. And forcing them past the goddamn ball.
All right.
And then what happened?
Winston.
Why are we talking about Desmond Ritter?
Yeah. Here's the ultimate question. From 2021, 2022, however you want to look at it, did the offense get better or worse right now?
I'm like I've been saying for the longest. The best offense in Smith regime has been ran on the Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
The best offense that we had was ran with Marcus Mariota.
Hold on. So that means this year the offense has gotten worse, right? Yeah. So my thing is this.
But I mean, if you look statistically, why it ticked off after each season.
No, I'm with you, and I'm just saying it's like it's got to get to a point where we look at the leadership. And I keep saying, Terry, you got to look at Terry, but also you got to look at Rich McKay. You got to look at Arthur Blanks. These guys went with this kind of guy. And going back to the question Ron asked, can you find a quality head coach? Yes, you can, but you need to know what you're looking for. Now, me personally, I would have already fired Arthur Smith freaking with Minnesota. No excuse to losing a damn game to a Pastronaut who just showed up 5 days to the team and didn't know everyone's name. You can't do that. And then you follow that up with the Cardinals, and then, we all know the rest. My thing is this. You got to look at a head coach. I would look at, if Jim Harbaugh wins the national championship, go get him, because he'll be ready to give the middle finger to everybody. But either him, I would love for Tomlin, but I think he'll get locked up with Pittsburgh. But I like Cardwell and I like Flores. What do you guys think? Who are some head coaches that you want to see replace Smith?
Now,
I would say every be enemy.
No, Ron, hold on. Go ahead, John.
Oh, let Ron go. Let Ron go. And I go after him. I got to look at something right quick.
I would say every be enemy.
I got to look at something right quick.
Every be enemy because he worked with Patrick Mahomes when he was with Kansas City.
Niggas in line. As soon as they get rid of Ron Rivera, they're gonna be the next head coach.
But Winston, and you the one that
crazy.
And you the one that told me. And you the one that told me a long time ago, money talk, bullshit walk, right?
Yeah, that's why Eric ain't getting hired.
And you told me that, Winston, money talk, bullshit walk, right?
Yeah.
Winston, you tell him that?
So why don't we go get every be enemy?
Every be enemy sit and took a sorry ass Commander offense to goddamn 15th in the league.
And ain't nobody gonna give him credit.
He just sitting there waiting on Rivera to get fired.
Man, y'all
crazy
if y'all think be enemy might get hired.
I'll give you a better situation. Do you really think that Airbnb enemy is going to be open after the Commanders fall from grace? Do you really think he's gonna be open to go somewhere else to be a offensive coordinator?
He ain't gonna have no choice.
No,
exactly. He's already in line to be a head coach there. He's already in line to be a head coach there.
Let me say this. Let me say this. They say within Black Monday, it's gonna be up to 8 head coaching jobs that may be available. So with that being said, and overall, Red, you can't say that because for the simple fact it's gonna be 8 teams that may buy for Airbnb. Now, Mr. Harbaugh,
Airbnb already on interview with half the league.
But sometimes it takes time to get a head coaching job, Red. It's been plenty of coaches. It's been plenty of coaches that had to interview 2 or 3 jobs, even 4 or 5 jobs before they got that opportunity. So with Eric more than likely is going to be a head coach somewhere next year. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look, if y'all believe it, I ain't gonna argue with you. When the jobs get filled and Eric's still out there holding the cup in his hand, we're gonna come back and review it.
If Atlanta jobs become available again, he might be a finalist for that between him and Harbaugh. So you just can't really say that.
When the jobs get filled, we'll come back and we'll discuss this. And I hope for y'all's sake that Eric has a job.
I'm with Winston. He'll get a job.
I'm gonna say this about that. Just like, kind of like what James said. What a difference a year can make.
Yep. Come on, John.
Y'all honestly think the Redskins offense
I'm ready to go, but go ahead.
Is playing good enough to get
No, Red. Hold on, guys. Let me get this. Red, real quick.
Hold on.
God, okay.
John, go ahead and say what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, John.
Us old folk, man. I can't hold it long. I won't even know who I'm talking to, where I'm at, and what I'm drinking. But
God, don't tell them what you did last night.
I'm just gonna say this, C-Dub. See, a year with noticeable improvement in the place that you went to, you could become hot automatically.
Mm-hmm.
You could get red hot automatically, depending upon how the people under your charge respond to you. And I will say that nothing's out of the realm of possibility. Nothing's out of the realm of possibility for anybody. Now, me, myself, Ron, I hear what you're saying about the enemy, but the problem here in Atlanta, we are hiring, the last 2 hires we've had are people that have not had any head coaching experience before.
Right.
Now, of all of the coaching staffs that we've had, with Dan Reeves, and I'm just going to point out Dan Reeves, and I'm going to point out Mike Smith.
Mm-hmm.
You had former head coaches on those staffs as coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Those former head coaches, they've been to the big dance. Mike Smith has had a ring.
Yeah.
Mike Smith had a Super Bowl ring, and he put together a staff of known associates. I just leave it like that. Known associates. That had done this before. I found out something about Charles London, the pseudo pretend quarterback coach that we had. We got now, and I'm going to have to check it out. You know what? I'm going to hold that until I check it out and be absolutely sure about that. But cause see, you know, I don't like to be spreading those stuff that, you know, one of y'all will bust me in the head with later on. John, see, you talking outside of your neck.
No,
you didn't know what you were talking about. Shut the hell up. I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. So, you know, keep me from doing that. Ron remember that night we were on the other show when I was busting Buddy up. You remember that, Ron?
I was like,
yeah. I mean, junk was just coming all off the top of his head with all kind of old junk. Right. Like, hey man, what is it, Ron? He got mad with you, Ron.
Wait a minute. Was that the day I was on the show? But it was the 18-wheeler.
No,
not him.
But 18-wheeler was with Winston.
Yeah.
That's right.
The reason I said it would be enemy. He been to the big dance. He worked with Patrick Mahomes. He worked with running backs. You just need a quarterback.
Yeah, but you got to understand, Ron, from what John is saying, that the Falcons done did the last 4 times were first time rookie head coaches, and these coaches is not panning out.
Right.
So that's the big feel around it. So if they do fire Arthur Smith next Monday, the thing is they're gonna have to consider somebody that has NFL head coaching experience.
Right.
They're gonna have to go a different route.
Right. That's why I said B-Enemy was out. B-Enemy was out the picture. That's why I said it.
But I'm not gonna cook. We'll say this, but we know the Falcons.
Right.
We know what the Falcons will pull.
Hey, before anybody else goes, I got a couple of comments here I need to read from some people who are peeping in, and thank you guys for peeping in on us Wednesday night. I hope y'all played the lottery. It's what, 5 million now, whatever it is. But I hope y'all played tonight.
Don't forget us.
I'm still trying
bet on no
trying to get out of debt. But Demetrius Jeffrey says all 4 of them things that Winston just listed will get somebody messed up. No cap. You remember them things that Winston was talking about that you? Well, he's right. He's absolutely right.
He definitely right.
Said Smith should have given him an experienced quarterback coach, talking about Ritter, as well as Mariota, as well as Matt Ryan. And Demetrius Jeffrey says Ritter will most likely be a backup for majority of his career unless he can really develop. And Keely says,
what coach in the NFL is sitting around waiting to develop Ritter? His ass is gonna be working at UPS in the next 5 years. He's gonna be up there with me.
Red,
you're wrong, Red.
I'm gonna ask you, Red. When he come there, leave the man alone. Just let the man.
I ain't gonna say nothing to him.
Oh crap! No, Red, come on now. You know you gonna mess with that boy. Let's not even front. You gonna look at him like, let me talk.
He ain't gonna have to worry about me. There's gonna be plenty of jokers in that building. There's gonna be more.
You gonna look at him and go, hey, throw me a touchdown. Oh shoot, I forgot I can't do that. Throw me an INT.
Red, you'll be the one to point him out. You know what? Hey, that's Ritter. That's that damn Ritter. I know that's the heavy Red. Now, and Keely's in here, and
what's up, Keely?
The enemy next job, definitely a head coach. Hey, Keely, if you can, come on in because I want to talk with you about something that you posted earlier. I
want that.
We just don't talk because I just wanted to see because I did respond to it, but I wanted to give him a chance on camera to talk about it. if he can come in. And Eric Parker says none of the other teams may not want Ritter after what they've seen. Think anybody else wants Jameis Winston?
I mean, they're guys that got a job at a quarterback, so we know that. I mean,
that man trash.
Is the local 7-Eleven hire when you
gotta understand it. When you have a quarterback, don't get me wrong, Ritter is not trash in all actuality. He's not trash. He's just trash at this point. But then when you sit there as an actual NFL man and sit there and look at him, he's so far back in his development that it's an issue at this point.
Regress. Yeah.
All right.
I ain't tell him that.
He got another year on his contract. He got a whole nother year on his contract. All right. Somebody got to sign him after this following season. Somebody got to sign him. We're going to keep him for this next season, but somebody has to sign him. Now, let's say we go into next year without a competent QB coach. He don't show no goddamn progression. Then what? Ritter, Arthur Smith and Ritter literally sat there and laid that man career on the line.
Damn.
All right.
If he's not able to show something in preseason, because we're gonna have a starting quarterback next.
You still think Ritter gonna be around?
Ritter
in the house.
Ritter is sitting there finishing year 2?
Ritter need to be.
Yeah. This is year 2 for Ritter.
Well, he got his third season.
He needs to be released.
This year is his third season. All right, you can get off of him after next season.
Good. Let's get off of him.
If he can't show any type of progress in the preseason,
I thought my Optimus
not be in the league after next year.
Ritter is not going to be on the roster.
But he's not being in the league this year.
After next year. Our problem after next season, hopefully, when the season hits 0 next week, I hope that's the last time I see Ritter in a Falcon uniform.
No, man, he gonna have to move in with you. And get a job.
Hi, Keely.
and Ryan share with you. Right?
Oh, that.
Don.
We would like to
give
welcome
that boy a job. If his car break down, I'm gonna send his ass to the quickest model stop.
See, Red. Now, see that.
Red.
Ain't getting him my car. I don't want no trash QBs in my. You can't score a touchdown for me. You can't even ride me to the end zone.
What I am going Red Frank and say, well, you know what? I saw it off at the QB, but I'm a tight end now. I'm
gonna point his tight end ass to the motherfucking bus. That's why I'm gonna point his tight end ass to the motherfucking bus.
Oh God!
In my ride, you are too trash of a QB to get in my ride.
You know the worst thing about it? He gonna be in the back seat riding with you. He gonna sit there and try to tell you how to drive down the road.
Like, dude, you can't tell me how to drive, boy. All you do is fumble and turn the ball over. He gonna have me flipping my car over, man.
He gonna tell you how to drive. If I was driving, this is what I would do.
Well, you ain't driving. Yeah. You can't even drive my team to a touchdown. You definitely ain't driving.
Hey, Red. Red, just hand him one of them railroad flares you be smoking. You'll be all right.
Nah, I tell you what, Jeff. I'll give him a ride to the Motor Station. I'll give him a ride to Hamilton E. Home. And I'll say,
hey man, now come on, Red.
You want me to take down the street to Ashby Street? You know, we're taking the Mosley Park now.
Look, he don't need to get on the West Line nowhere. He don't need to get nowhere on the West Line.
You don't go nowhere in the West Line.
Wow. Oh boy. We would like to welcome El Jefe The emperor into the house. What's going on, Keely?
Names you got, Keely.
All right, what's up, fellas? I'm prepared to get fussed at. I already know what's coming.
No, there ain't gonna be no fussing that, man. Good grief. Now, I just asked because see, I want him to express himself because see, you know, I can't type as fast as I used to because see, you know, a long time ago before I was able to, you know, get online and post videos and stuff like that, I had to do the thumb, but see, I'm saving them for PlayStation. PlayStation more important now, you know. But
you got that right. I got my controller right here.
Yeah, right.
Hey, John. You had to post the comments on the screen.
Say what now?
The comments that came down, you got to post them on the screen.
Oh, hey man, you know what? You're right.
Let's see. How do we do that?
Correct. I want to see you talking some trash.
Man, see, you know, see, we got Big Low, Big Low Country Sports in the house.
What in the world, bro?
Huh?
I agree with Winston.
And if, hey, Low, if you want to come on in, you can come on in, Low. You ain't nothing but a chicken wing. But look, Keely, tell everybody what it was that you posted, and that, you know, that'll be a thought that we can discuss.
All right. First of all, what's up, everybody? What's up, brother Winston?
When we finish, I'll warm you up something else.
So I said something that might be kind of controversial, and it was really a continuation of another conversation. I felt like we as fans might have kind of over set our expectations because the first year Vegas only expected us to win 6 games and we won 7. The second year we was only supposed to win 4 and we won 7. And this year Vegas had us at 7.5, and right now we're at 7. 8. So,
man, did they know who Arthur Smith was when they made these?
God.
So do you know who you gonna pick up in the backseat of your car to carry to work?
It ain't gonna be Ritter. It ain't gonna be Ritter. I know that. It ain't gonna be Ritter and
Arthur Smith.
So the point I was making was that I think a lot of people run into the fire Arthur Smith thing is more so because there was like failed expectations, when in reality we kind of hit right at what the world thought we were going to be. I just think everyone inside of 285 thought playoffs, but not necessarily the rest of the world. So my thought was, unless we're going to go and get a proven coach, which is what y'all were already talking about, basically, unless we're getting a proven coach, I don't think it's necessarily the smart option to just fire a coach just to bring in another inexperienced coach who's going to have to go through his lumps, go through all of this, make his dumb mistakes as a first-time head coach, and bring in his own system, and he going to want the players that fit in his system. He might want to convert the defense from to another base defense. You know, it's a lot of different things to think about, and we may be better off if the belief is with a competent quarterback this year, we would have win 3 or 4 more games. Then the better solution is probably just to go get the better, more competent quarterback than firing a staff and bringing a new rookie head coach in. I said the caveat was if we're just going to get another inexperienced coach. Now, if we're getting a veteran coach who already has experience and knows what he's doing, that's a different situation. But if we're just going to fire him just to bring in another Arthur Smith or another rookie inexperienced coach, then so be it. We might as well just roll with what we got, go get a quarterback and see if he can actually do something with with a more capable quarterback. That's if you believe that with competent quarterback play, we add 3 more wins to this year. You see what I'm saying?
Keely, let me ask you first, and this goes throughout the whole panel. If All right, you know what? Not even if. What scenario would you rather deal with? Would you rather rock with Arthur Smith and go get a vet or a draft a quarterback, or would you have to get the experienced head coach and get a first year quarterback out? Like what scenario is your preferred scenario for this Falcon team?
It's gonna, bro. I feel like if we had Russell Wilson this year, we're probably an 11-win team.
What?
I mean, we wouldn't lose the games that we lost, the 1-5 games that we lost.
All right, so here's my thing. All right, here's my
Russell
thing.
lost to the Patriots.
All right,
good. The question is, what scenario? And I'm putting this to all y'all on the panel. After that, we go to red and go up, and you know what I'm saying. But which scenario would you, as a Falcon fan, prefer to happen?
I'm going to get a veteran quarterback, and I'm drafting a quarterback because I got to have someone of my own. I think we had this discussion on Waffle House. I got to have someone at some point. You got to get your quarterback of the future. But I do think with a veteran, experienced quarterback, I put like this. I think now I'm not saying that they're world beaters, but if we would have got Derek Carr or either Baker Mayfield, I think we would have more than 7 wins.
I agree about Baker Mayfield. I don't know about Carr now.
Well, here's what
I agree with Carr.
Yeah, me too. I think it's easy for them to be the punching bag, but with that being said, they're better options than Ritter or Heineke. Like, we came into this season thinking a guy who's only started 4 games and scored 2 touchdowns in those 4 games against a team that was resting for the playoffs. We thought that guy with 4 games would be a better option than guys who've been to Pro Bowls, who's actually won in the league, and who had actually thrown for 3,000 and 4,000 yards in the league. We thought he was a better option. Like, what I'm saying is, even the fans, because they like to shit on Carr, but he's actually been to a Pro Bowl. He's actually had success in the NFL.
Yes, he has.
So we can clown him all we want, but we're talking about 2 guys who's actually we've seen be successful at this level. We haven't seen that. So even with them, I think we would have had more competent quarterback play and would have had more than 7 wins at this point. So I think, to your question, I would go after a vet quarterback. My first call, honestly, when we talked about this on the Waffle House, I was all for Russ, because Russ gets slandered, but on any quarterback that can give me 30 TDs a year and sub 10 interceptions, under 10 interceptions, that's a quarterback I like.
Come on,
bro. So people can clown him all you want, but when you putting up 35 to 40 TDs a year and under 10 interceptions, the 1 year you gonna tell me he sucked is a year you had Nathaniel Hackett, who is terrible, who's the only success he's had is with Aaron Rodgers. Cool, whatever. He was on that same path for another 30 touchdowns interceptions this year.
Yeah.
So any quarterback that does that, bring him. My only concern was the locker room, because literally none of his teammates from Seattle or whatever ever stick up for him. Nobody seems to really give a flip about it, right? That was my only concern about him. My first call to Chicago.
You get the job done.
Yeah, but he gets the job done. My first call would be to Chicago to see what the asking price is. And if it's high, then I'll just go. I'll put all my chips on the table to go after Russ and then go get a quarterback. That's to answer your question, Winston. What would I do? I would make the first call to Chicago, then I would pursue Russ, and then go draft my guy of the future.
Sure. Hey, Ray, what you
got?
What's your scenario? Do you change the AC? Do you change the offense? or you stay with the HC and figuring all the draft picks, whatever. But you still gotta figure out the quarterback position.
Yeah.
What you
You
got?
got to figure out the quarterback position. Well, you definitely got to get a new quarterback. I don't think I'm in the Russ at all. But I'll tell you this now. If you want to bring Russell in on a small contract and let him know, like, dude, you might start early, but you're not the quarterback of the future. Hold on. And if he can accept that, accept the reality, then fine. I'll bring him in as the vet quarterback on a small deal. But I'm definitely got to go get my quarterback of the future in this draft. So a vet quarterback as the backup, Russ, whoever, Winston, vet quarterback as a backup just to keep the seat warm.
Shit, man, I get out.
Huh?
You said Winston, man. I get out of it.
No, I'm talking about Crab King.
That shit, man.
Crab leg quarterback.
Look, I'll be shrimp leg. Goddamn, you can pay me goddamn $5 million.
Nah, unless your ass stealing crab legs at the grocery store. I'm not
talking about W's.
Yeah, I'm talking about the nigga that eat. I'm sorry, excuse me.
Naysayer.
Yeah, I'm talking about the guy that eats W's. He eat losses too. He ate a lot of losses in Tampa. You know these right here. Oh, well, he ate a plate bowl of them in Tampa one season, 30 TDs and 30 irons in the season. That was plenty of losses.
But threw for 5,000 yards now, and threw for 5,000 yards.
That boy hilarious.
That was crazy.
He's gonna go.
Hey, James, go ahead.
Definitely an entertainer. But yeah, and fire Arthur Smith. So vet quarterback, new quarterback of the future, and fire Arthur Smith. And whoever you hire, make sure he knows what's going on.
Who would you hire?
I need to see.
When y'all laying out these scenarios, you gotta lay out everything in the
whoever
scenario.
you hire, whoever we hire need to be somebody offensive mind. Because I think we good on defense.
Arthur Smith was an offensive mind, though. That's what I'm saying. How do you know you're not going to just hire another Arthur Smith?
Not to me. He wasn't.
He had a top 5 offense when he left Tennessee.
I never bought that none whatsoever. And I see I was right. Because you see what he's doing.
But that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is
somebody from an explosive offense. Somebody probably from that's familiar with the West Coast offense. West Coast offense.
So I'll give you an example. Last year, Kellen Moore was a golden boy, right? He was an elite play caller last year.
He's the offense coordinator in LA with the Chargers. Yeah.
And their offense is near the bottom of the league.
Yeah, they are. I agree.
But he doesn't have Herbert, but
you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. And I'm gonna give my opinion afterward. John, you wanna go next or James?
Oh, James. James. Go ahead, James.
All right.
So let me understand the question a little bit more before I give an answer.
The question is, if the season ends on Sunday, you as the owner, which direction you going? You changing up the AC? You keeping the AC? Are you going to get a quarterback? Or you not? Like, and if you change up the AC, are you still going to get a quarterback? Or correction. Not even if you're still going to get a quarterback. What philosophy of a head coach?
You're changing the questions now.
No, this has been the same question.
Hey, to really make it simple, Winston, what changes would you make in the?
How about that?
Are you keeping?
Are you making specific?
Getting rid of Smith, and if you are getting Smith, then which philosophy of a head coach you getting?
Okay. I see.
The good news is, man, I'm hearing through the
if you keep Smith,
that Smith might be gone for real.
Thank God.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing from some reliable sources, not just from some, just from folks who I'm hearing from some reliable sources that this might be it for him. And
Yeah, it's done.
the report about the losing. I'm saying when you hear the players come out talking about like he might be losing the locker room, and I know Arthur Smith hearing all these reports. See, that's what's killing them right there. And he standing at these press conferences with holding his head down like a little sad kid, dude. Like I say, Arthur Smith might be done regardless.
Hey, Brad, I can give you one better. Anybody on this panel who got Instagram?
I do.
I think we all do.
Pull up CP
Kadera. I already hearted that.
Yeah, I saw the tweet.
Nah, hell with his tweet. Look at his bio. Hell with his tweet. Look at his bio.
His bio?
Yeah, look at his bio. It says professional athlete.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, I let C-Dub tell me what's going on with this. I'm trying to figure out where you're going with this. I saw the tweet you talking about.
Is it his name?
And underneath of it, before you get to the picture.
Well, it must say, I hate Arthur Smith or something.
Saying professional athlete, he took Atlanta off.
Oh, that's what you want. Oh, he took Atlanta off. Well, yeah. I mean, he's pretty upset with us, right? He's upset with Arthur Smith right now. So.
And pretty much he's free after this season too.
When you have a player that had
what was that Instagram handle again?
For the past 2 years,
C/P.
CP has been our biggest cheerleader.
PEE.
He's been our biggest cheerleader. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, he been trying to recruit
for him
players
to sit there and say that he just a professional athlete.
But I think he has a reason to be disgruntled though. I don't know if he what his gripe is indicative of everyone else in the locker room. Because basically he was under the assumption that he was gonna. I think his biggest gripe is playing time. Like you drafted a running back to come basically take all his carries that he was going to get, all his receptions that he was supposed to get. Like whatever joker position you're supposed to play, that's what Bijan is playing. Like every single thing that Bijan is doing is everything that CP was doing. I mean, the year before. So I think his biggest gripe is playing time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if Jesse Bates has a complaint right now or
I don't think Bates has any complaints. He's been balling.
Yeah,
all right. Well, yeah.
My thing is with CP, if we all know he a football player, right? An old school football player. Let that man be a wide receiver. You got to get creative. Let the man play football. Fuck all the bullshit. Let the man play football. That's what he want to do. He want to play football. The way Arthur Smith called plays, you're not helping the man out.
Hey, ho, ho. He got to go. All right, so I was going to go ahead and just throw it out there. So if it's me, I mean, I get what you're saying, Keely, about the expectations, but the thing is, these guys also came in and saying this was a 3-year plan, and like I said, it's not just Arthur Smith I'm looking at. I would actually like to try to clean out the whole house. But if we're just talking coaches, and I am very firm on what I'm saying, I want a head coach. I want a guy that has head coach experience. All right. And the better, the more the better. But so with everyone that's in that category, the guy I would look at, number one, I'm going to go after Harbaugh. Now, the only reason I'm not going to go after Bieniemy is I'm pretty much feeling like Washington's going to move him up and take him. And here's the other thing that works in Bieniemy's favor. Not just what Washington did do, but what Kansas City hasn't been able to do. Matt Nagy is not given is not bringing that X factor like Bieniemy did with the offense. And whatever you want to say, one way or the other, but I'm looking at either Harbaugh. Like I said, I would love Tomlin. That's really my number one, but I'm pretty confident Pittsburgh would want to keep him. But Harbaugh or the other two guys would be, I would love to get Flores, or I'd like to get James Cardwell or maybe Wilkes. And I get that the defense may have to change maybe to a 4-3. I think we haven't really been using the 3-4 the right way. I mentioned that to John, that we haven't really used it in an attacking kind of way. Offensive coordinator, man, there's two guys that I know. I heard one guy mentioned was Byron Leftwich. I would like to look at Pep Hamilton. I think he would be pretty interesting to put as an offensive coordinator, or go with Jim Cardwell. That man can work with quarterbacks, and I would love to see what he could do with a rookie or an experience. And honestly, for me, if you can't move up to the top 5 or you can't draft the quarterback you want, which I'm really believing we will draft a quarterback that we're looking for, but I don't know who I want or QB that's a vet. Maybe the one guy I keep wanting is Gardner Minshew, but he did. They ended up getting him over in Indianapolis, and he did well with them. So, and you gotta look at Shane Steichen for what he did, because he's got that team in the playoff race regardless, even if we beat them or not.
I agree.
All right. James, you're next, and then Ron, because go ahead, James. What you think in answer to Winston's question?
The thing is, I see what Keely's saying. Keely is saying when it comes to that. But the thing is that you still have a head coach that will even put a vet in the best position to win games. That's the main
will
point.
or won't.
Won't.
Based
upon the simple fact of the play calling scheme that he's doing now, he's going to stick to the script no matter what, because he's arrogant and incompetent. I ain't trying to use those words to start a whole nother argument. It came to my brain. It came to my brain. It came to my brain. And that's the main thing around it. For two.
See, James, I'm gonna let you win next. You gonna do me like that, man. But that what came to my brain when Keely was explaining. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes a lot of sense in what he's saying. It makes a lot of sense in what he's saying. But overall, with that being said, I still don't have the confidence in that head coach, because he calling the plays and he's not giving it up, because he didn't give it up this past season.
Well, let me say this.
When he still has.
I think
to give up the play calling.
Let me say this. I think the crux of this so here's what we disagree is his play calling, right? I think that's where the crux of this is going to come down to, is that there's those who believe he's a bad play caller, and then those who believe that he isn't a bad play caller. So, for example, when I watch like the QB School or Chase Daniels covering on film of Ritter games or whatever the case may be, they frequently document how receivers are open, but Ritter could not come off that first read. So their indictment was more so on the quarterback play. He said they were basically saying, look, receivers are open. Like Pitts is open. If he had time to get to his second read, he would have saw London is open for this 14-yard pass, but he took the 3-yard drop off instead. So from the film of these former quarterbacks, right, they're saying that receivers are open. Ultimately, that's what you want your play caller to do, is get receivers open, right? So for me, it's a matter of, is it a matter of execution, or is it a matter of the play calling? Because even when it say the Jonnu Smith goal line play, right? To me, on initial thought, I was like, oh, this is a dumb play. However, when we watch the playback, you're like, if he would have just ran outside of the block, that's an open, wide open touchdown, but he chose to turn it in. Same thing with that 360 pass in which Ritter tried to throw. If Kyle would have kept his block, that play was wide open. But Kyle whipped on his block. So a lot of it, I think, comes on execution. So I think the crux of this is going to be disagreement on whether or not he's a talented play caller.
So let me ask you this though. Keelan. If it's based on execution, who is at fault at that point? When it comes to the execution.
All right.
The executor.
I would say this. It definitely goes up because if you're practicing those plays, the expectation is that that's on the coach to make the coaches to make sure that they are ready to execute those plays. However, I, as a person who have taught before, who have coached basketball at one point, I can tell you this: there's plenty of times where you got players you done coached, they're running it to a 10 practice and they get out there on the court and it's something different, right? Sometimes people, they see something on the field that they didn't see in practice, and then they react differently, whatever the case may be. So I will agree to that point. Hey, it still falls back on coach, and the coaches got to get them ready, whether it's the offensive line coach, the D line coach, or whatever the case may be. That's their job to get them ready, right? However, the ultimate job of the play schemer or the play caller is to get people open. Ultimately, whenever I watch the film, whenever these quarterbacks or gurus or whatever, when they cover the film, receivers are open, players are open. So ultimately, that's what we want from a play caller. So to your point, I think it's going to boil down to this: whether for your argument specifically, and I'm pretty sure for others, I think it comes down to whether or not you believe he's a good play caller or not. For me, I feel like these were his quarterbacks, and a washed Matt Ryan at the end of his career, Mariota, and Ritter. I don't think you can judge anyone's play calling on those three quarterbacks as your signal callers. Wow. To my point with Kellen Moore was considered a great signal caller when he left Dallas. He no longer has Dak at quarterback. Now they're bottom of the league. So that doesn't mean he doesn't know how to call plays. Like I remember Titus saying, it's not like Belichick no longer knows how to coach. He knows how to coach. He just doesn't have the talent that he once had under center. Like they didn't forget how to coach. Like this is the same guy who I saw made Ryan Tannehill look like he was a Pro Bowler. So he made him look like a Pro Bowler for 2 years. So,
I bet the differ on that because you had a Derrick Henry that was toting the ball 200, 300 times a year.
All right, so here's my retort to that. So you think the production that Tennessee had rushing was drastically different than the production rushing that we got here? Because I already looked at the numbers. The difference in rushing production is not that off.
Totality what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So whatever it is per game, whatever. So that defense has to respect the run in order to open up the pass, right? So whatever Derrick Henry was producing per game is not that far off than what we are producing both per game in 2022 and in this year. So, and even I went back over that last year when they were ranked 4 in scoring or whatever. What was that, 2020? I went back over that season. There were games where Henry got stuffed. There were games where Henry didn't walk out there with 100 yards rushing. He walked out with 60 and 80. But Tannehill still walked out with a 340-yard passing game.
So you gotta respect it. You have
so you're playing the run first, and you're being able to. The matchups are easier.
But with that being said, Tannehill is still a more competent. No matter how people want to dog him, he's still a more competent coach. I mean, quarterback than anything he's had here.
Yes. By far.
So to my point,
well,
I get the Henry argument. I get the Henry argument though, but it's the in terms of the production that they got from Henry, it's not that drastically different than the rushing production he was also generating here, especially last year. But he had Mariota as his quarterback. So I think it's gonna boil down to whether or not y'all think he's a good play caller versus those who don't think he's a good play caller, and that's where it's gonna come down to ultimately. And we in just different camps with it.
And what you said is exactly right, and I'm gonna add on to it. Derrick Henry sitting at average like 100-something yards per game. That's a given. We don't have a back to do that. We have a 2-3 back system that average this year 137 yards per game. And what's missing is Mariota sitting at averaging another 50-60 yards.
Yeah, those option runs and those 3rd and 3s and 3rd and 4s where he would pick up with his leg to keep the sticks moving. Like, people forgot how invaluable those little things were. Like, we focus on how bad of a passer he was, but we forgot like them little 3rd and 3 scampers where he pulled the ball and then take off. Like, them little things kept the sticks moving and helped us to continue to rush. Whenever that rushing game got slowed up, he'll do that little scamper, and then we got another first set of down.
Let me ask y'all one
All right, Ron, it's your turn.
Okay.
Hold on one second. I had interrupted James.
Let me finish what I was saying.
Look, I got to.
Hold up. What was that, Winston?
No, it's all right. No, yeah, I got it.
Go ahead, Winston. My bad.
Winston.
I wasn't trying to interrupt you. If you were finna add on to what he was saying, I ain't trying to interrupt you. Go ahead, big dog.
Good. Keep showing.
Winston, go ahead, bro.
Winston, well, I'm gonna ask you, and you two, Keely, and then Ron, you can go, guys. We ain't trying to take up your time, Ron. Do y'all think the Falcons will make the playoffs this year if Mariota was the QB?
Yeah, we would have been locked up.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you.
We would have had control of this division back during that 3-game stretch before the battle.
Now I agree. I don't think Mariota would have lost all 3 of those games. So I kind of agree a little bit.
What everybody's failing to understand, Mariota is doing the same. Mariota doing the same shit with his arm that Ritter do with his arm. The difference between the two is Mariota being a decisive runner and Ritter being a hesitant runner. That's the difference. You can't RPO and the wild shit is Ritter was eating on RPO while he was in college. You can't do that in the NFL because he's not a decisive runner.
There's experience. He don't turn the ball over too. He don't turn the ball over that much too.
Exactly. We would have been locked up. We got down on this division. If Mariota was here this year, we would have been locked up this division.
We would have had similar struggles as far as throwing the ball, but
you're the same person.
But yeah, I agree. I think that because they're similar person itself, I think his athleticism or his decisiveness and then his experience as far as reading what he's seeing at the line of scrimmage. I think those are things that probably would have been different.
And the defense is better. That's why I asked.
Yeah, and the defense is better.
We didn't have this defense that we had last year. That's why I want to see if with Mariota. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry. Your turn, Ron. Your turn.
Let me ask y'all about Justin Fields.
Go ahead.
Do y'all think Justin Fields to come here and take us where we need to go?
With this defense? Yeah.
With this defense, because the way he played against us, that showed me, hey, we might need to look at him. But be on the phone with him.
He's an option now. He's gonna be an option now.
But the thing that's weird is the thing that's weird is that like people expected us, like people thought the Bears were like slaw, and they were kind of surprised at the fact that they got us like that. But then they just beat Detroit. Like they won 4 out of the last 5. Like
they put in the Detroit what Detroit did last year. They doing it this year.
Right. Exactly. They're coming together well.
But since they got him DJ Moore, since they got him DJ Moore, that's a different feels than what we've seen. You've seen progress since they got him a receiver.
So
my whole point is
that wasn't a surprise. Like I watch a lot of. I don't just watch Falcon games. Like I watch like everything that come on.
Right.
So,
But
yeah,
what I'm trying to say,
I've been seeing Fields, man. I've been seeing what they were doing. They were getting better and better and better.
I hope most folks don't watch just Falcon football.
Hey, you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people.
But what I'm trying to say, we got better weapons.
That's why I can't talk to those folks, Kiwi. I gotta talk to NFL fans, not just Falcon fans.
Man, the only time I ever did that though, Red, was last week when we played them damn Bears. Though I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of pissed off. I ain't want to watch no more games after that.
Oh, I'll always watch games.
Yeah.
What's up, Ron?
Hey, John, what you got to say? What you got to say?
We got better weapons over here.
I said, John.
Oh no. Let Ron go, and then I go. Let Ron go, then I go. Cause we gonna go round like this.
Over here with Justin Fields. Keep Arthur Smith. Get Justin Fields and now get it.
That, like I said, that'll be the first conversation I have.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take him. After what I saw first.
Now, Keely, you posted a heck of a doggone post when you put that up there, because you got me the doggone thinking. And
John, which you rather? All right, keep in mind, like I told everyone, the caveat, because the caveat is another rookie coach versus sticking with him, not an experienced coach. Like I saw people bring up, like an experienced coach. Keep in mind that was the caveat. I said if we don't bring in another rookie coach, then we may be better off that way.
And with that caveat, see, I'm just looking at the time wasted. You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at the time wasted because see, Mike Smith was a rookie head coach. Very first year we went to the playoffs, went to the wild card.
Okay.
Jim Mora, very first year. Let me see. Did Jim Mora come?
Yeah,
Michael Vick got.
Yeah, before you go too far down this road, John, let me say that none of those guys you named walked into the same situation that Arthur Smith and Terry Fontenot did. Whereas,
I know, but then again, though, Now, and see, that's another consideration.
See, Mike Smith came in with, he had his franchise quarterback in that offseason, and he had an all-pro running back who he rode for 4 years. So that's the first consideration. And then they didn't have the cap struggles where they had to wait 2 years to acquire talent. Those are key things that Mike Smith
did. Yeah, but the only thing I would say Mike Smith and Thomas D had to go through was that whole Michael Vick and Petrino mess up. And at the time, we didn't know how good Matt Ryan was going to be. And we didn't. No. What I'm saying is they got hired right after all that mess. Mm-hmm. So you're starting a whole new thing. So that's where I'm saying it was more the unknown. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to crap it. But go ahead.
I'm speaking to the financial.
No, yeah. Fortnite, you're right about that.
They had the financial troubles, and when they came in the offseason, they were able to go with the number 3 pick. Go get their franchise quarterback. So you got your quarterback in play, whereas we don't have a quarterback in play. And then 2, they had basically the best signing of the whole offseason and getting Michael Turner, who turned out to be a 2-time All-Pro running back.
Oh, yeah, he was great, yeah.
Which they rode the first 4 seasons. So it was a much more favorable situation, which is the point I was kind of making.
Go ahead, Joe. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, even taking those things under consideration, the first thing that, then I go back to Mike Smith, he went and got a quarterback with their very first pick. Now, that has been a thorn in my side from the day that it took place. because
I wanted Dorsey, so
well. I mean, thing was that you had no you had no succession plan, and that situation was before Arthur Smith got here.
Yep.
Now just like you said, this is very, very unique because we set the record
How long
for
did he play?
eating cap space. And with all of the costs, all of the cap space costs, not just the contracts, but the signing bonuses and all that stuff, that was $85 million of dead money we had on the books. $85 million. Now,
yep.
And as I have said many times, as far as Ritter is concerned, Ritter and Mariota are concerned, you brought them here with nobody. See, I can't blame Ritter for what he is. I can't blame Ritter totally for what he is. And I said this many times before, because you didn't even make an effort. You didn't have anybody here that was qualified that you could absolve yourself completely of the situation and say, no, he's no good, he's bad, I can't use him, we need to do something else, whatever. Because you didn't have anybody here as a competent quarterback coach to train him or Mario. And those, I guess you could say, business things are the things that turned me against Arthur Smith, plus the fact, the arrogance when you first got here. And see, it's that stuff like that has me against keeping him here. But go ahead, Winston. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Remember back when you was lifting weight competitively, with the team?
No, I wasn't competitive, Winston. No.
You were lifting weight.
Yeah.
Did you need somebody to make you get better, or you had a drive in you yourself to go get better? Because you knew what you had to do. You knew how you needed to work this and work that and this and third to add on and go up a little bit further.
I needed coaching. I definitely needed coaching because, see, the thing was, with my coach, he drove me past where I thought I could go.
True.
He pushed me past. He pushed me.
But was that in you, or was that in the coach?
Thing was that I didn't know I had it within me. He brought it out. He brought it out by, really cussing me out. God damn it! Get that weight up! You a punk! You a sis! Get it up! Get it up! And that. Well, see, they say you can't do that now because these folk are so fragile now.
They're way too fragile.
Yeah, you would hurt our feelings.
Yeah. But the thing, and I understand what you're talking about, Winston. I understand exactly what you're talking about. But there was a video. I don't know whether this was for real or not, but this coach had this offensive lineman he was trying to get right. And put this man on his back. And he said, the only thing I want you to do is make it 5 yards. And he got down there with him and he hollering and yelling, come on, I'm depending on you. Come on. By the time the man got through, he had made it all the way to the goal line.
Yeah.
And
I got that movie. It's a good one.
Yeah. I'm seeing it. The white coat.
Yeah. And see, I've had coaches like that. Growing up, I had coaches like that.
I have too.
And matter of fact,
y'all got it.
I had band directors when I was playing in the band or whatever. He would, there was this difficult portion of music that I had to get past. The director, he would stay on me. Harris, you can do it. You got to read that. You got to practice that. You got to make it yours. It's just like Steph Curry and Dale Curry. Now, Dale Curry was a killer 3-point shooter. He was a killer 3-point shooter. His son Steph and his other son, they used to work all the time. They had that in them, but they had to work and practice and work to get that out of them. My point is that you may be born with the capability, you may be born with the talent, but someone has to watch you, see what you're doing wrong, see what you can improve on, see what you need to do, and stay on you and tell you what you're doing wrong. Have that foot in your behind all the time. That's what I used to always say about Matt Ryan.
Let me ask you this. When you come to the NFL, your skill set is what your skill set is. Can the coach teach you how to be better? When Steph Curry came to the NBA, he already knew how to shoot the three to the clip that he was able to shoot it. He just kept getting hurt. And when he finally healed up, he lit the league on fire.
Well, it was also basically a position switch. They moved Draymond to the distributor position, which made him a de facto shooting guard.
Like, a lot of people forget the old Warriors with Monte Ellis and shit.
Yeah.
Like, but you gotta understand it. His skill set was always his skill set. The coaching helped accentuate it, but he already had it.
No, he had the ability, I agree, but see, this is something that I was always taught. The biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. Whatever you bring to the table, that's what coaching is supposed to do. Yep. If you have this skill set, you don't know what your ceiling is. You don't know what your ceiling is until you retire and you look back and you say, hey, this is what I was able to do. But you don't know what your ceiling for your skill set is before you reach it.
John,
I
see a number one.
I just have a question. I was just gonna wait till everybody was done to get my question.
Go ahead, kid.
So, John, who was the quarterback coach when Matt came in his rookie year?
Who was that?
I looked at Bill Musgrave.
Musgrave.
Yeah.
That's who it was.
I was trying to find. I'm looking through his resume, and I'm trying to find out who he developed prior to Matt Ryan. So, like he was a quarterbacks coach for the Raiders. It was already an experienced coach there. He was a quarterback coach for Philly, for Carolina, and pretty much like all established coaches, 2003, 2004. I mean, established quarterbacks. But I mean, he had history as a quarterbacks coach because he had, but not necessarily known for developing anyone. I mean, unless we can come up with somebody.
Not only him, but his offensive coordinator too,
Mike Mularkey.
Because
who did he develop?
Well, he was instrumental in developing Cordell Stewart.
So here's what I know Mike Mularkey for. Here's what I know Mike Mularkey for. Everywhere he goes, he runs running backs a million times. Like the Steelers with Jerome Bettis.
Oh yeah.
Ran the mess out of him. Went to Buffalo. Willie McGahee and all them ran them ball. Went to Miami. Ronnie Brown and all them ran the mess. Like everywhere he go, that running back turns into a Pro Bowl or an All Pro running back because he just that's the offense we're running.
He's run centric. Yeah, he's definitely run centric.
So I don't know if anyone. Yeah, he did the same thing with Michael Turner. 2-time All Pro. That was literally he led the league in carries basically the 2 years he was All Pro.
Right.
1,700 yards first year and 16.
Now did we get rid of Mularkey prior to 2010 when we started to open the offense?
He did 4. He did 4 years, and then your boy who ended up the coach at Cutter came in and then opened it up. That's when he was like, all right. He's the one who he allowed Matt to pass the ball because basically Mark Malarkey was like handed off the turn.
Matt Ryan was a little. I think Ryan was more talented.
And Matt Ryan's, like you said, Keely, he was very basic with Matt Ryan because I remember what he used to tell Matt Ryan: wait till the man shows you his number, then throw it. It was ABC 1, 2, 3 with Matt Ryan, and at that time, that's all he needed.
So to the point, I guess what I was getting at was that Matt eventually did develop, but I can't necessarily pinpoint a specific like quarterback coach or whoever that was just key in his development.
I can.
Well, you may be able to. I'm saying I can't. I didn't look at
the guy
Kyle Shanahan.
But that's like year 8 or year 7.
And yes, you're absolutely right.
And
it was year 8.
And he didn't come in until the second coach. So I'm speaking from the standpoint of you're saying Arthur Smith having a quarterback coach ready for Ritter. And so
let me speak on that, Kiwi.
Okay.
I think Arthur Smith just put a bad coaching staff together all the way around until this current year when his defensive coaching staff just happened to improve. But overall, like I say, I just think Arthur Smith just put a bad coaching staff together.
I mean, it happens. I mean, you saw
Dan Quinn put a bad coaching staff together.
Yeah, he took over defensive play calling midway through the season. We still got to the Super Bowl.
But we still had some experienced coaches on the staff, whereas Arthur Smith, man, you go and look at our coaching staff now. I bet you don't recognize nobody on this damn staff.
Jerry Gray been coaching in the NFL for almost 30 years.
I ain't talking about Jerry Gray. I ain't talking about Jerry Gray. I'm talking about the offensive staff. I just said, not the defensive guys.
Now look at what Eric Parker just posted.
That better had a top 10 offensive line rating for the past 3 years.
Who's that, Winston?
Lemon, the offensive line coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The offensive line good though. So he's good. The offensive line good.
But all right, so that whole Shanahan's tree and that staff, like they were all young and unproven when he had them. Like
we should have got somebody from that tree.
But he got like 3-4 head coaches off of that staff that was in with the Redskins. All them were young and unproven and experienced. The coach out there in LA, the coach out there in Green Bay.
Talking about McVay?
Yeah, McVay, McDaniel.
McVay was coming from Gruden's staff. Wasn't he on Gruden brothers staff? McVay?
He was in Washington. He was with the Redskins under Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah,
Shanahan, Floyd, and McVay.
He had a whole bunch of
Floyd and McVay were all together.
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of guys nobody had heard of, and then they all one got a ring out there in LA, the other one out there in Green Bay doing a decent job, and then your boy out there in Miami balling.
And that's who we should have grabbed somebody from that tree when Kyle left. We should have grabbed somebody.
I get it.
From
what I'm saying is, the point I'm making is that no one knew of them.
Elevated to OC.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I'm saying even if nobody knew of them, even if nobody knew of them, the fact that they coming from that tree, that would have been enough for me. Like the little coach in Miami, I just need to know somebody coming from that system who I know is established in the West Coast offense, and coming from that guy with that man with that background, I would have felt way more safe than somebody coming from Tennessee.
And now, and I understand what you're saying, Keely. I definitely understand what you're saying, and I got to say this. I got to say this on balance, looking at everything from all angles. There is no cut and dried formula that's going to guarantee success. And because when we got into the discussion about how the quarterback should have been done. Because, a lot of people that didn't want to draft a quarterback at 4 because I don't want to pay somebody sitting on the bench, what that's going to do. Then when you look at it, it can work either way. Either you can plug them in and they hit the ground running and have success, or you can let them sit behind somebody, they learn and they have success. Matt Ryan, we stick him in, he has success.
Ryan was leaving, John. We knew Matt Ryan was leaving. That should have been
Hold on. Because I'm gonna give John, I'm gonna give you a rebuttal to what you just said. You said that it's not a cut and dry formula to success.
Right.
The formula for immediate success has been shown. The Rams just did it. The Rams literally just did it. They mortgaged all the draft pick, we got the pieces that they wanted and that they needed, and they went to a Super Bowl and said, "Hey, well, hold on, we're a little bit short." Came back and made another trade, got a quarterback, and got a Super Bowl. There's the cut.
You talking about? Wait a minute, you talking about the last time the one they won?
Matt Stafford.
I'm talking about the one before.
When they got their quarterback,
they went a year or two beforehand. We're not. Matter of fact, they won in 2019, and then they lost. They lost in the Super Bowl. What did they do?
Oh, you talking about when they had
go ahead.
What's the name? What quarterback was that they had?
Golf.
He said
Golf.
They had Golf.
Golf. Okay, that the one. That's what you talking about, Winston?
He's talking about both of them.
He said they had it.
What they did was they said, "Hey, we got great pieces around. Let's go get other great pieces." And they went did it. They mortgaged all the not all the draft pick, but they mortgaged. They went all in. They went got a quarterback. They not even a quarterback. They didn't get the quarterback then. They got a receiver. They went and got a tight end. I mean, not a tight end, a cornerback. They got an edge rusher. They got the pieces, and it looked good. They made it to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, you can do it. But what about the
what did they end up doing then? They said, "Hey, we lost in the Super Bowl. We only one piece away." What did they do? They mortgaged it again and went and got a quarterback. What did they end up having at the end of the season? A Super Bowl ring. So when people sitting and talk, well, we should lose because of draft position. Man, hell with the draft positioning. Go get what you need. It's common sense. Go get what you need. I put it to you like, all right, everybody that's on this panel right now, y'all all men. We all men, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you're in a relationship that you don't think is going to work out, but you think is close to what you're looking for, what do? You're going to end up finding a woman that's close to what that have similar characteristics, but have that to her that push you over the top.
Right.
That's exactly what the Rams did.
But
that was exactly what any team in the NFL can do. They don't want to do it.
But that the problem.
You got to think about this. The Rams
not that type of team that would take a chance like that. That's the problem. I've been talking about that for years.
We don't understand. The Rams owners butt out the damn business. He let his football people run the team. Stan Kroenke butt the fuck out. You don't see Stan Kroenke. You don't hear Stan Kroenke until he's standing up on the stage holding a trophy, like he did with the Nuggets, like he did with the Rams.
He allowed the people that he's paying to do their job.
Right. He don't make comments on the quarterback. He don't make comments on the draft pick. Arthur Blank needs to butt the fuck out because you don't know football. You're not a football guy. Butt out, old man. Now,
but to be fair, the way that the Rams built their team isn't necessarily away from the strategy of like how they built it for long-term success. They got their franchise quarterback, and then they got their staple running back. Like they built around golf.
Right.
It's just that they got aggressive when they realized we needed to upgrade from golf. Like
They
when
got
they
real.
said, yeah, and then that's when they got aggressive. I think the Falcons have the same vision of long-term success and not like a quick ring.
That's
So,
my
but it's just that, but they just went about it backwards.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather a quick ring next season or to keep trying to keep building towards a ring? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the age of a dynasty is long and gone. But the last dynasty we saw was the Cowboys back in the early 90s, and they won what 3 straight. They were the last dynasty we saw.
Well, the Patriots.
Hold on. Oh yeah, I gotta get a Patriots. They was a dynasty.
Yeah, they are a dynasty over a stretch of time. But they kept retooling the team though.
I would take the ring, of course. I would definitely take.
We're not doing that. We're sitting there trying to build through the draft, just trying to build up a team. Like I put it to you, like what we're trying to do.
Well, some teams do that and it works.
What we're trying to do is what Seattle did. Seattle built through the draft and then got top heavy, and they won the Super Bowl, and they went back to another Super Bowl and lost another Super Bowl. So there was 1 out of 2. All right, but and understandable. That's fine. I take it. But at this point, right now, where we have not had a Super Bowl winner, why not just go all in and go get a Super Bowl winner? Give me one, and you could tear all the shit down and rebuild it. I don't give a damn what you do after that. Give me a ring.
Winston,
you got to realize who is in charge making the decision.
I have been suffering for too long for us not to have a ring, especially with the piece that we have. It does not make sense.
But the difference between us and Seattle got those pit bulls.
Well, Seattle also
they coach well and they draft well.
But what I'm saying, they got those dogs. They're not afraid to draft those dogs over here with years.
They got a coach too. They got a competent coach.
Then that means that our front office is afraid to draft them.
Right.
See exactly what you're saying. You guys see both sides.
I can go along with that. Because we still got the Falcon filter.
Right.
I agree. That is a problem.
However, we still got the Falcon filter.
Y'all are skipping the most important part about that Seattle success, though, which is very lucky. It's not even strategic. It was lucky. They got a Pro Bowl quarterback in the 3rd round. The most important position they filled and got a rookie who ended up going to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. Right. They got a Pro Bowl quarterback in 3rd round who was not even expected to start. They had signed a guy already.
They had brought a free agent in.
They had got Matt Flynn.
Completely understandable. All right, so now let's look at the Falcons, though. Look at our current roster. What is the only spot that we are? Well, the only 2 spots that we are lacking on? Quarterback and pass rusher. Yeah. So why should we not go all in? Quarterback in coach and make a run?
What?
To be honest, we have everything else.
What?
We have everything else.
I agree.
You got to identify the guy first. You got to identify the guy you want.
But to my point, it's the same approach. This 3 years they were building a team. It's the same way the Rams built their team when they got golf. The only thing is we did it backwards. Most teams, they get their quarterback first and then they build a team.
True.
We did it backwards. We still built the team.
We still ain't got a quarterback. We still ain't got the quarterback. So we ain't guilty.
Well, that's what Keely's saying. That's what
Keely's saying.
We
just did it backwards.
We did it backwards.
We built from the talent up to the quarterback instead of from the quarterback down to the talent.
Right. Let's wait till we get the quarterback because we still building until we get the game.
The team is ready. It's just missing.
Let me ask you this. If you sit down and look at this roster right now, what points are you? What are the sticking out point that you say we need to fix?
You know what points we need to fix. You already know that.
And edge rusher and number 2 on wide receiver. That's it.
And the coach.
I think if you get, I'm gonna say this.
I will be honest with you. As much as I think that Arthur Smith has royally kerfuckled.
What? Wait a minute. What was that word? Hey, I knew you were getting ready to say something, but what the hell was that?
Hey, look. Hey, John. Hey, look. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Making up these SAT words.
I knew you were gonna say something. I knew you were gonna say something.
Look, it was on the tip of my tongue. And it's 2024. So I know it was election time somewhere. So, I'm politically correct. But
you politically sober, right?
As much as Arthur Smith kerfuckled
the
situation.
He will look that word up, see if it actually exists.
Yeah,
it exists now. It exists now.
It's a word. It's a word. It's definitely a word. What I'm saying is this. If you get a vet like Russell Wilson in here and you go draft a quarterback,
that's what I mean.
Hold on. And then you trade back into the first and go get your dominant pass rusher. You have everything.
Then you say, we can get the pass rusher in free agency, right?
Cool.
We still got you said y'all tell me Danielle Hunter was a free agent.
Yeah,
you can go Danielle Hunter, you can go Brian Burns, you can still go Chase Young, because Chase Young had signed nothing to the 49ers. You can go and clean.
Brian Burns said an issue out of a statement last week. He wants to stay in Carolina.
All right, fine. Let him. Well, who else you got? You got
to stay in Carolina. Now, if you want to go get Danielle Hunter, then you had to take on an aging pass rusher that have injury problems.
Well, we still got 2 young guys that seem to be.
What I'm saying is this: you have the team that you need now.
We got the team we need. That you need quarterback.
Go all in this season. And if you don't make it, then you don't make it.
Go all in on 2 quarterbacks, and I think we'll be okay.
Trying to keep. We're gonna keep building for a consistent contender. Does not make sense now because we've been trying to do this shit for goddamn 3 years. Where have we got? There has not been a change in it. There has not been a change since the time that man got here to the time of right now. 17 and quite possibly 17 or 8 or 9. There's not been a change. Load up the team and go for a Super Bowl. Make your push for a Super Bowl.
Well, that's you say we leveled it up already? We just need a quarterback, right?
We need a quarterback and a pass rusher.
That's what I'm talking about. Go get a quarterback, draft a quarterback, and trade back in and get a trade back in the first and go get a
but that walks into my argument though, because as constructed, if you're saying the only thing we need is a quarterback and a pass rush, If we had the all right, here's my question. If we had the quarterback in the pass rush in 2023, what is your win total for this year? Everybody, what's your win total for this year with a quarterback and a pass rush?
Shit.
Double digits.
We
resting guys this week. We really didn't be playing starters this week.
I think we be 12. We will be the number 1 seed. That's what I think.
But see,
James, I want to hear my guy James. My guy James. What's the win total with a competent quarterback and a pass rush this year?
12-5.
13-4.
All right, John, what's your record?
I would have to say 12-5. All
right, so here's my thing. That goes into my argument. Y'all saying with this same head coach, with just a quarterback in place with this same head coach, we're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, because a lot of times, we shot ourselves in the foot
with this head coach.
Not just be us having the conference. I mean, not the conference, the division in rep. It would be a conference seeding. That's what I'm talking about.
That same logic I'm applying to 2024. To me, that's much easier. That's much easier than resetting the whole coaching staff. It just simply going to get your pass rushing quarterback. That's why I made the argument.
So let me ask you this, Keith.
Go get him.
We might be done. We might be done anyway, Keely. Just from what I'm hearing.
It probably is a moot point anyway because I think
me and Keely are saying the same thing. What I'm saying is this: go get a veteran quarterback like Russell Wilson or Kirk Cousins, and draft a quarterback in the first round, and trade back up and go get a dominant pass rusher.
So, Winston and Keely, let me ask y'all this.
Me personally, I don't give a damn about picks. Picks does not do anything for me. Go give me somebody that I know for a fact going to do this when I ask him to do this. Point blank period. Why? Because I know and I've seen him do it. I don't need to say what you want to start hoping that, hey, well, I drafted at this point and you're supposed to do this. No, I don't give a damn what you're supposed to do. Have you shown it? Have you shown it? Now, I ain't talking about on the college level. Have you shown it in the NFL level? Go do this. Go do this.
Hey, Ron.
Now, if I
that's what we were fussing about with Buddy that night. That we fussing with Buddy that night. And I'm on in Winston. I wish you had been there with me. You might would have disagreed with me, but I was getting clawed up. But hey, Ron. Now I was trying to tell this man, and the discussion was for y'all who weren't there. I was trying to tell this man, why didn't we look at Joe Flacco?
Right. But
why we didn't look at Joe Flacco as the backup, not a starter, but as a backup versus Taylor Heineke? And my reasoning was, hey, Cleveland worked this man out. Mm-hmm. They worked him out before they decided to get it. Okay, to see if he had anything in the tank. They figured he had something in the tank. And I said, now look at what he did compared to what Heineke did. But the man throwing touchdowns, very few interceptions. He got in there. He showed what he could do. All right. But you go and get Taylor Heineke, and you don't look at nobody else. And just like you said, Winston, just like the majority of you have said, if you draft a quarterback, you definitely going to have to get a veteran. To Keely's point, to Winston's point. And Winston, I agree with you 100%. Look, how much stuff we gonna put on this car before? If the car ain't gonna run, the car ain't gonna run. How much more stuff we gonna put on it? We just need two, especially one person.
Man, we just need an alternator. And that's what the
I mean, shoot it. And
you need an engine.
Keep going.
Engine.
James had a rebuttal for what me and Winston was saying.
Oh, go ahead, James.
When did Keely become the host?
No, I know James was trying to struggle to get in. He was trying to reply to rebuttal.
Hey James, I'm sorry, boss. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all good, man. This a great combo overall. I'm enjoying it because it puts your brain. It's working your brain. It's working mine right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. But let me ask you this. So with that being said, we all say 12-5 and everything like that. Would you think Arthur Smith's confidence in his play calling would step up if he had a veteran QB and he stayed around?
Yes.
Well, wait a minute.
Yes.
Are you saying that Arthur Smith doesn't have confidence in his play calling?
I don't think he has confidence in the signal caller to execute his play calls. So, for example,
the quarterback.
Yeah, I think what you have to, I think in some case, how some people arguing like, why don't they make it easier for Ritter? Why don't you, I'm like, I don't think that's what he's doing. Like when people are talking about it's predictable, I mean, he's working with a first-year starting quarterback. He's trying to make it as simple as possible, which is making us predictable in a lot of cases. When you're scaling that playbook back to help your quarterback, you're also making us a lot more obvious to the defense of what we're trying to do. So I think if he had a more competent quarterback, some of these complaints that y'all are complaining about as far, he's predictable here and predictable that, it's not going to be as obvious because he has someone that he has confidence can execute that offense. In my opinion.
I do you one better. When you see Taylor Heineke starting the game, look at the offense. The offense is not called nowhere near what the fuck he called for Desmond Ritter. Why? Because he had more confidence in Heineke than he do with Ritter. Look, look at last game. The first drive, that man sat there and called two trick plays. It was a double reverse Hail Mary, and then the Wildcat shit where they put Ritter in. Now when you seen that ever with Ritter as starting quarterback? At the end of the day, it's about trust. Same thing with the woman that from your past, whatever. You trust her more than you trust somebody else. There are certain things you will open up to her that you're not gonna open up to somebody else. It's common sense shit.
A lot of times those trick plays are like desperation. Like Drew Brees and Sean Payton, they could walk down the field without having to trick you, like without having to call a double reverse Hail Mary. Like they could just walk down the field with their offense.
But
Now, John, that's one of the reasons we didn't get Flacco, because Flacco maybe just too smart for Arthur Smith. He can't handle a quarterback with knowledge like that.
No,
but
to be honest, Flacco in this offense, what we actually want to run, will go crazy. Flacco said the Cleveland Browns record for four consecutive 300-yard passing game.
Look at
he set a record. Oh, I know he did that. I know he was doing good.
He set their record for four consecutive 300-yard passing game. But Flacco in this offense, where we want to sit there and run, and all he got to do is sit there and hit his shot on the play action, man, Flacco will go ape shit in his offense.
As long as Arthur don't blow it for him. But
just run about.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. Now, Red, to your point, you remember when Tom Brady was down there in Tampa Bay, and he hollered at
Bruce
the offense coordinator down there. No, he told he went off on
that was Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich was the offensive coordinator, and Byron Leftwich was trying to call another play, and Tom Brady just said no. He just told him, "Look, I'm running this," you know. And
Tom Brady was like, "Man, you when you was playing quarterback myself, all these plays."
You know, hey, because see, thing is that when you have veterans, and I was touting Flacco because of the strap of gold he had around his finger. Because see, everybody was trying to say that it was Baltimore's defense did this and Baltimore's defense did that. No, Joe Flacco was chunking that rock.
But
he was chunking that rock.
He
was chunking that rock. And the man has a Super Bowl ring. All right. All I was asking when we were having the discussion, did you bring the man in and work him out? Did you see what he still had?
No.
You know, I mean, but you didn't do that. You nominated, and see, this is another thing, Keely, that I put a nail in his coffin for. One series in a preseason game, you declare this man your star.
Can I rebut that? Can I rebut that?
Sure.
Well, yeah, you go rebut.
The people keep bringing up the preseason. All right. How many snaps do y'all think Ritter needed in the preseason that would have changed his 2023 season?
None.
Not enough.
I think
it wouldn't have changed it.
It wouldn't have changed anything. It wouldn't have did anything.
Ritter is who.
I don't know about that.
It would have showed us how sorry he was, and then we.
Okay. Well, let me say this.
Hold on. Let me ask you this: if Ritter needed X amount of snaps in the preseason, when he got into the regular season and he was starting, but X
he got those same snaps.
Where was the difference? There was no progression. So therefore, the preseason wouldn't have did him shit.
The same preseason snaps he didn't get, he got in the Miami scrimmages. Like it's the same amount of snaps. The same amount of snaps he got in the Miami scrimmages. You just didn't see him. He got played against Miami defense.
This season, played 4 games last season. Where do you see a progression at?
No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
I think y'all overstate the preseason effect. It's great for rookie quarterbacks who've never experienced the speed of the game. That's great for that. They're playing against base defense. Nobody's trying to trick them in preseason. Nobody's trying to do anything. But if it's just amount of snaps, if it's just a matter of he should have got more snaps, he got snaps against Miami in their scrimmages. Like
that's
summer long.
See, that's where you're missing my point.
Okay.
It's not the amount of snaps. It's the declaration that you have seen everything that you need to see and you're satisfied with that, Arthur Smith. That's my point. Satisfied. Now, if your level, and see, that's where I get it. Your level of satisfaction said started. And
y'all saying the same thing. Y'all going about it.
We are.
Yeah, because
I think he was trying to protect him.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I think he was trying to protect him.
Pull little tink tink. Pull little tink tink.
It was just a
pull little tink tink. Son, look, when you are made QB1. When you are made QB1 and you got the keys to the car, I'm expecting you to make it down the street without running into folk, running all on the curb and all that. Okay, you might run a stop sign or two.
And if you mess up the first few times, eventually, after all the practicing we do in the preseason, eventually you'll make the car down the street. This clown can't even make it in the end zone, man.
But we missing the point. Some quarterbacks got it, and some don't. If you look at all these quarterbacks, some of them you be like, "Damn, where you come from?" And other motherfuckers, you see Desmond Ritter, you be like, "Motherfucker, take your ass home."
Yeah, and see, and that's basically my point. You say after, all right, now preseason, all right, your veterans, they'll play a couple of times during preseason, couple of snaps in all, well, when you had 4 games, first game they'll play a couple of snaps, second game they may play a couple of snaps, third game they might, fourth game you stay out. You know, you don't need to play that 4th game.
Well,
all right. And I mean, this is from Tom Brady, the alleged GOAT, all the way down to Rudy Poo. All right. But now, like Keely and like Winston said, there may not have been any type of progression, and we definitely didn't see any between that particular series and what happened in the regular season. All right.
No.
The problem I have with it is your declaration that you satisfied with what you saw in that one series in preseason. And see, I can't, and you know, excusing that, I just can't. I just can't, because it should have been clear to you, if you've been watching him in practice and you know something about quarterbacking, as you allege, Arthur Smith, you should have seen obvious things that Winston saw, that you saw, Keita, that Red, Ron, and Boss Man, that all y'all saw, that we saw. Hey man, how the hell is he on the damn football field in the QB1 spot doing all these stupid things? You know, wait a minute, who approved this? That's what I'm asking.
I'm not saying,
and that's what I've been asking. Who approved this crap?
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. All right. I just said what I believe he did was try to protect him. It's kind of like this. I've been in situations where I'm with my homeboy. My homeboy is wrong, but I got to roll with it anyway.
Roll with it.
So I think he was in a situation where these are the cards he's dealt, right? And he's like, all right, well, this is what I got to roll with. And I think he's partly to blame for having the cards he dealt with, but I think he had a lot of interest in protecting, I guess, his confidence. I guess that's the thing I always heard coming out, was protecting Ritter's confidence. So I think this is my personal opinion. I think he was hiding them, and I think he was trying to protect them. I think the play calling. I think even the play calling was built to protect him and not expose him.
Ron, don't kill yourself over there laughing like that.
I think that's my personal opinion. He was trying to hide him. He was trying to hide him in that offense and everything.
You know for a fact that
you have the worst quarterback you ever had, man.
In a pivotal position. What's the best thing you can do? Not allow other teams to get tape on them, so they don't know how to attack them. And that's exactly what we did. And what we do, we went into the season. We rolled out 2 wins. Then when they started getting tape on his ass, they're able to actually break down how to fix his ass up. We started
they got 4 games of tape on him from the last season, so you really can't say that.
Ain't nobody talking about the guy.
I'm just saying though, if you saying you don't know how to attack Rilla, you got 4 games from when he played last year to know how to attack him.
Call a spade a spade. Every game last season, who the hell he face up with? Nothing but backup. Nothing.
Not really. He played the first string Baltimore Ravens team. He played the first string New Orleans team.
Lamar was not on that team.
Lamar did not. I'm talking about defensively wise. I'm not talking about offense. I'm not talking about defense. I'm talking about defense.
He said Winston said quarterback. Winston said backup.
I'm speaking on how you prep for the
he played backup on offense all the way across the board.
Wednesday. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him going against the defense and getting tape on the defense. Wednesday.
And Tom Brady was in there for like what?
He can't. Well, that's the only other game I say he played against backup was that game because they was automatically in the playoffs at that point.
And you know the worst part about it?
James, you can't just say just the defense. You can't just say just
I'm
the
speaking
defense.
on that. I'm speaking on that. I'm speaking on tape on how to when you going against a quarterback.
He had 4 games and threw 2 touchdowns. And the end of the last game,
James, James, I'm
Yeah,
saying you can't
three
just
more
say
chances
you just
to
play the
score a
defense
touchdown.
because
He
the quarterback
couldn't do it
matters in those
against
equations.
backup.
But
So
playing
why
against
the
the Raven
fuck those
defense
people
when they
sitting there
got
saying that he's supposed to be goddamn the savior this season? He's fucking trash. He's a bum. He's
I'm not defending Riddler in anything because I think he's fucking trash too. I can't stand the son bitch. You out of here. You be in my broadcast. You be in my broadcast. Yeah, so you know how I feel about him. Red do too.
We're not going to say that the last 4 games of last season was supposed to be the goddamn magistrate, a magistrate stick. When goddamn the last 4 games of last season was put the goddamn preseason game because wasn't nobody playing for shit.
James, the point I was
with the entire schedule,
whatever they want to do or whatever it's going to be.
Entire schedule.
Nobody was sitting there
with this schedule right here. He ain't gonna win ever, and he fucked the easiest schedule up in the entire NFL. Yeah, you can't win with this schedule.
Like
the point I was making,
you literally have the easiest schedule. I want to say this is the easiest schedule of all time.
Well, that's backing up James' point.
It's top 5, and we're right now sitting at a negative.
We below 500.
He should have been on the field. He should have been on the field, period. I mean, I can't believe after a certain point he should have just not been on the field. We should have went and found our own Flacco.
Hey, Keely, what were you about to say, Keely? You about to say something?
It was said so long ago, and I couldn't get in over, and so I don't know if it.
I said for you, really trash.
No, that was no. What James was trying to say. What James was trying to say was Winston initially said that he never played against a starting court. He didn't play against a talented quarterback. Then James was like, no, but he played against the defense. And to my point against that was that the quarterback affects the defense as well. If Lamar is and that Ravens team is up by 21 touchdowns, by 21 to zip, that defense is going to look a whole lot different than if it's 7-7. So the quarterback not playing is a big factor. That's what I'm saying. If Lamar playing in that game.
I got to debate you on that.
No, John.
It's not. It's not debatable because
it is debatable, Keely. It is debatable to a certain extent. Because I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking on the simple fact that it is. Listen to me right quick. Hold on, Winston. Winston. Let me get there right quick. Let me get there right quick.
If we go at 21 points, I'm gonna ask both of y'all. What do you expect us to do on offense?
Say that one more time.
If we get the ball back and we go up 20 and we already up 21 points, what do you expect us to do on offense?
If we already up 21 points,
we up. Atlanta Falcons are up 21 points. What do you expect us to do on offense?
We're running the ball.
No, depend upon when we are in the game. If it's the second quarter, we up 21. I'm still scoring.
We up 21 points.
I'm still scoring. I'm still going at them.
That's
me. That's me.
Ultimately, the point I'm making is that
what are you going to do on defense?
What the offense does have a factor on how the defense plays. If your offense gave your defense a 21-point lead, your defense is going to get way more pressure. That's just what it is because you have a lead to play with. You're gonna pin your ears back.
I'm speaking on film against Riddler. I'm speaking on strictly film, how you prep for Riddler. You're saying if he didn't play in the preseason, nothing but that one snap, they still have game film from them last 4 games to prep on how to get to him and what to do to trick him. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that in entirety of what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying. But the thing is, they still have film on him to know what to do in the situation on how to trick him off his, I call it pimping. Trick him.
All right, so here's my question to that. All right,
hold on. Hey, James, me and you sitting on the couch, right? Me and you both sitting.
I'm not gonna keep it football analogy. I don't want to go beyond the other side of that. Keep it football now, please.
Me and you are both sitting on the couch, right? Me and you both sitting and watch the same game. Hell, I watch the same game with you, right? Right. All right.
Yeah.
Now, how do you sit there and attack Ritter? You know what you do? You sit there, goddamn clamp up on the short shit. You pressure off of the left side because all he's reading is the right side. He's running a sneak off the middle to give him pressure. You don't send pressure from the far outside edge. You don't do that. And you sit there and make him goddamn navigate the shit. He's gonna fuck up.
He doesn't navigate, Winston. He looks to one side of the field. He looks to one side of the field and then he keeps it
and
up.
I'm sitting there able to not diagnose it. Where's the issue at?
My only point that I was making is his response was that the film on somebody's rookie year and somebody's film in their year two is going to be different. Like the film supposed to be.
In real case, that doesn't it didn't change from year one to year two.
But you're speaking in hindsight. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not speaking in hindsight. The tape shows it.
No. Here's what I'm saying. At that point, at the beginning of this year, James, did you know that he was going to look like this at the end of the year?
Pretty much at hand, you could tell.
Right.
Because you can tell. Because let me tell you this. And I'm gonna base this off this. Okay, that one preseason drive that he had.
We ain't gotta go that deep. We ain't gotta go deep.
We ain't going deep. We ain't going deep. I just want to say this
before you get into before you go deep. Let me just say this. The point I was just trying to make is that a lot of you said they already had tape. The point is that a lot of times that rookie tape looks a lot different than most quarterbacks in their second year. Maybe Ritter wasn't supposed to be the exception or whatever the case may be, but a lot of times, like I put like this: how CJ looked in his preseason this year is a whole lot different than how he looked.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly with that. I do. I'm just speaking on the simple fact of Riddler. Because that's our quarterback. I'm speaking on the simple fact of him. There was no changes from year one to year two with him. So they knew how to attack him at the beginning of the season. If you look at the Carolina game, he struggled mightily. He struggled all the way up to the Washington game. The only complete game that he had was the Texans game. That was it.
Yeah, but I'm just speaking to your film argument. I'm just speaking to your film argument. We felt like he wasn't going to be any better. However, opposing teams don't necessarily know that there wasn't going to be any progression between his rookie year and year two. That's what I'm saying. No, we felt like he. I'm just saying in terms of the tape argument, they already had tape from his rookie year.
He turned out to be a goddamn bum, and goddamn who wasted a bum ass goddamn season on a fucking bum. Bum.
Because the only thing I really wanted to be was a game manager, just to survive this year. We can go ahead and move forward. But hold on, Winston. And the thing is, at the end of the day, that's all I really want him to do. I didn't want no pressure to be too much on him because he lagged those 4 games, and plus he didn't, the snaps in the preseason. And then did they protect? And like John y'all said, they protected him. I'm not going too deep into it, but I'm just saying when it comes to film and everything, when it comes to a session of just him only, you could tell with no changes.
But look, James, let me ask you this.
Winston digging too deep into something that we both agreeing on.
I'm going off exactly what you just said. When you sit there and say that all we needed for him to do was be a game manager, that means he was already down here. He was down here. He had to elevate his game to be a game manager. Like, let's be honest about this thing. When people sit there and say things, people don't want to actually understand what they're sitting there saying.
I do understand what I'm saying. All he had to do was to be a game manager.
Hold on. Because I gave you a whole chance to get them talk.
I got you, Walt. I got you.
So when people are sitting there saying, hey, look, all we need for him to do is be this. That means he's back here. And he need to get up to here. This is the minimum that I need him to do. He's back here. I need to get him here. If he can get here, we cooking with grease.
Now, the only thing.
So why the hell everybody was sitting there thinking the goddamn Ritter's supposed to be a damn savior this year? He's trash.
Hey, I didn't understand that myself. I didn't understand that myself.
Well, all he need to do would be a game manager, but he failed to understand where he was starting out from in the first place. And then readjust your mindset off of it. That shit crazy.
Now let me go ahead, John. Now let me say this. Now I'm gonna tell y'all. See, I'm sorry. I am sorry. You know, and I know I have offended a lot of people from the many years that I've been watching Falcon football. But I got to say this. That QB1 spot, that's the most important position in sports.
Right.
There can be no, I can't settle for game managers. You, as the quarterback, are the liaison between the coaching staff and the players on the field. You, the coach, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback coach, you are the one that tell everybody else what to do on the field. You are in control. You are numero uno. You are the big cheese, the big boss. That's when you get under center, that's your field. That's your field. And if you're not ready for the big time, you don't need to be out there.
But John,
I mean that. Look back at all of the real quarterbacks that have played this game.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame full of QB1s from the day that they started stacking trophies in the Hall of Fame up there up until now.
But John,
and you know them.
Who is our quarterback coach?
Say what now?
Who is our quarterback coach?
Our quarterback coach?
Yeah,
we don't have one.
You don't have one.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
I've been saying that since day one.
Right.
I've been saying that since day one.
That's the problem. Go get a quarterback coach to teach your rookies, your quarterback, how to throw the damn ball.
Well, you do that, you're gonna get an offensive coordinator and the head coach.
But they should already know how to throw the ball. To Winston's point, they should already know how to throw the ball when they get here.
Now, and see, this is where I disagree with you guys. They should know how to throw the ball.
Right.
True. They should know how to throw the ball. But there are certain things that only quarterbacks who have been in the league know to do that they can teach other quarterbacks. I'm gonna tell you, just like Bill Walsh. When Bill Walsh was coaching Montana, and when he finally got Jerry Rice, he used to be with Montana day in and day out and tell him exactly what he wanted him to do. Wow. This is how you do this. I want you to put this ball right here. Jerry Rice, come here. I want you, all you're supposed to do, 2 yards up, cut hard in on a slant, and have your hands just like this. 7-step drop, 2 bounces. 7-step drop, 2 bounces. Then you throw the ball to a spot on the field. This was the man that invented the West Coast offense. And with the changing of the rule where you couldn't touch receivers after 5 yards, wow. That's the only reason that offense works now. That's the only reason that offense works now. Because you had people that could tell you how to put touch on the ball and how to drop it over a linebacker or drop it over a safety or put it in a specific spot. That's what quarterback coaching is about. It's not it's not taking a person back to ABC 1, 2, 3. It's the finer nuances of the pro game versus the college game versus the high school game that they were teaching and training people.
We've been here before. This is just something we disagree on. We've had this discussion. I just feel like coaching can only do but so much. Like I was talking to someone earlier. They was like, well, what if Andy Reid or all these great, you put Andy Reid in, if you give Andy Reid the job in New York and he got to coach Tim Boyle, like he's not going to get the same results. Like it's just the talent matter. I just think that's the difference. Back to like,
now I agree. Even
when Winston was talking about the levels, like when James was like game manager, and he was like, but he's here. So people act like game manager is like this low bar. All I need him to be the game, but bro,
that's not.
But they made it. They made it a low bar. When you use that term, game
manager is just average.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
But what happened with Ritter was getting exposed. Like defense,
a lot of people sitting there thinking game manager.
True.
And now that's why he couldn't be manager. That's why
they didn't come up with that game manager crap until Trent Dilfer won Super Bowl with the Ravens. They called him the game manager.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. It's like.
But it was meant as an insult. It was meant as an insult.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People use it as an insult. But the problem is the reason why Ritter couldn't meet at least that minimum level was that NFL DCs get paid too. I get like people talk about offensive coordinators, but DCs, we're talking about the best defensive minds in football. They get paid. That's what I'm saying. They get paid to expose you to. They were going to figure out how to expose Ritter. No matter how much Arthur Smith wanted to hide him, whatever flaws Ritter has, they were going to find it by week 4 or 5.
Oh yes.
They were going to expose him. And that's the reason why he couldn't be a game manager, because his flaws were just going to continually get exposed.
And they were just so obvious that they couldn't be hidden. Just like Winston said, Red and Keely, just like y'all said, he was flawed. Now that's why I was so adamant about the development part, because just like Winston said, he has not progressed from the time that he was put on the field to the time till he got hurt. He hasn't progressed. There was one flash in that Texans game where I thought that he had it, because he looked real good in that Texans game. And it wasn't a situation where he was playing against Rudy Poo. He was playing against would y'all say Texans had a pretty good defense? Yes or no? Y'all tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, now he looked pretty good there because he was decisive. Now, just like you said, Keelan, just like Winston said, those defense coordinators do get paid. Those people on the defensive side of the ball get paid. All right, we know that. All right, since we know that, it was just going to be a matter of time that, like you all said, that the obvious was going to become blatant.
Right.
Okay. This man, because one of my pet peeves is quarterbacks staring at receivers. I hate that because you just telegraph coverage right to the man and you make the wide receiver's job hard. And until they changed this rule about the defensive receiver, you were getting folk toe up for no reason at all, sitting up here staring where you throwing the ball, and the man get a running start from the concession stand until he hits you. It was just ridiculous.
Julio is not the same Julio.
There you go.
At this point in his career that he should be.
There you go. Perfect example. Go ahead. What was that, Red?
Because a game manager quarterback, was sitting there laying his ass out to be exposed to try to goddamn do whatever he could do to get him win. Don't get me wrong, Matt was a great quarterback for the Falcon organization, but overall in the league, he was a game manager. He had 2 elite seasons. He was a game manager. But now, let's fast forward to this point. All those little 200-yard game, consecutive 200-yard game for a touchdown or two that he averaged, the little streak that he had going on. How much as a fan you will wish for that consistency?
Yeah.
So you can get it done with a game manager, but doesn't really nowhere near that. Taylor Heineke is nowhere near that.
I want to ask you, Vince. When
the last time you had, on to Richard, when was the last time you had comfortability at the quarterback position? And that's even within Matt Ryan's tenure.
Oh.
The last time I was comfortable with the quarterback position was 2019.
Yeah. I mean, shoot.
No, I think
every Sunday. Look here.
2018 he balled.
He balled out.
Yeah, in 2018. 2017 was a down.
He had better numbers in 2018 than he had in 2016.
Yeah.
No, I ain't think we had a chance at 18.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I
understand. Hey, I definitely understand.
What's around him? I'm talking about him personally at the quarterback position. When the last time you were comfortable with whatever quarterback we had on the center?
Oh yeah, we was always until Matt started becoming trash. We was comfortable with Matt until he became trash.
Yeah, but
so I guess that was the last couple years.
Only thing about it, we didn't translate that into wins. But just like you said, that was the last time that I definitely was comfortable. Well, I was complaining about various things that I saw, because thing was that, hey, you eliminate some of this stuff, you'll be better. But at this point right here now, shoot, I'm at ABC 1, 2, 3, my favorite reader, spin and spell. Yeah. Captain Kangaroo, Sesame Street,
the whole thing.
Electric Company. I keep calling out these shows. One of y'all gonna know what.
Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow. Hey, there you go. That's where we at now.
I can't go anywhere.
You know the Bob Burns. Favorite actor.
I want to ask y'all, if y'all to have any quarterback in the draft, who will y'all pick? John.
See now, okay. Now let me explain me. Let me explain me. You guys know more about the draft and more about the quarterback position in college than I ever will, because see now I don't really pay attention to college. I watched this past weekend.
College,
I watched this past weekend. I saw what Penix did. Then who else was there? There was a couple of other people. But as far as watching, as far as watching them on a weekly basis on the weekends, I don't. And I entrust my coaching staff, whose job it is, to go get the one that we need to get. I throw that on them. They getting paid. I'm already coaching the team. I'm already critiquing the team. I'm doing all this.
There was too many people that became prisoner of the moment with Penix this past weekend, so I'm not going to even go there. Hold on, let me answer real quick. I'm going to
go ahead and let y'all go ahead and answer, and I'm going to go behind y'all.
I'm gonna go last, and Red. I'm gonna counter to you. I'm gonna be honest with you on that.
No, Jam, I'm gonna
Okay,
go behind
but
you. You go out there
all
on
right. Okay, but like I say, Phoenix, I'm not prisoner of the moment, even though I've been watching the kid all year long. He's very solid, very competent. He's definitely be an asset to any team that grab him. But I would pick Jaden Daniels because the dude, he's a accurate passer. He's competent with his legs. So you really begin. He got the height. I'm not so sure about these. He look kind of skinny, so he probably need to put on a little bit more meat. But he definitely got the height. He's 6'4". He definitely can run. He got the speed with the legs. He got the arm with the passing. So the only thing I'd be worried about is this coaching staff coaching him up. But I know he's better than Desmond Ridder. So personally, it would be Daniels #1 and Penix as the backup plan for the quarterbacks in the draft.
All right. You go next.
Okay.
Who next?
I guess I'll take. I think Winston and James want to go last.
Yeah, you have to be Keely.
Go Keely.
Keely, my bad.
James, you go behind.
I think it's not realistic, but I mean, I think Caleb's still the best quarterback in the draft outside of personality and all the other stuff. Teammate, I think he's just the best talent in the draft. That he's projected #1 for a reason, and I agree with those reasons. But I would love Jaden Daniels though, because I think that's more realistic. I don't think we would ever have a shot at Caleb. But I do think as we get through the combine, and I think as we get through the pro days, that a lot of opinions are going to shift. You're going to have like somebody like how Anthony Richardson came on so late and turned into a top 5 pick. You're going to have situations like that. And where somebody like your boy Levis dropped through the whole process. So I think as people go through the pro days and scrutinize and check his hand size and find out he peed in the bed at 8 years old and all that kind of stuff, they're gonna find every single thing about him. And then
he disqualified. I throw him out. Throw him out.
They're gonna do anything from they're gonna show he plays, his percentage drops whenever he gets in cold weather. You know, all the little details they're gonna figure out.
They kill it.
Right.
Did you see what Caleb Williams posted on his Instagram?
Not of late. I saw that someone said something about him not wanting to go to the Bears, and he liked the status.
No. He said they posted a picture of Drake London and Kyle Pitts celebrating in the end zone and said it was dangerous.
I put it like this.
That was earlier today.
Hold up. We said it was what? Dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous.
Keep in mind, there's a USC connection with London. I'll say this.
Talk about if he was with them too, and we would be dangerous with him.
Yeah.
He took.
So he trying to get to Atlanta.
If the picture of
I know he ain't. He's trying to get to Atlanta.
Huh? Yeah. I think you gotta understand though. Goddamn, London was his receiving when he first got the.
I'm just saying, is that what the tweet is intended?
Yeah.
He said he reaching out to the Falcons.
Yes, man. That's what he trying to say. Yes.
I mean, talent-wise, I would accept it. As a man-wise, I wouldn't.
I feel like his personality, man. He's a little arrogant to me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Talent-wise, I would accept it. But goddamn him as a man,
Winston, by you saying, look, I've been listening to you all night. By you saying fuck those draft picks, why don't we just don't get him?
Because at the end of the day, all right, when I draft you, if I'm the GM, if I draft you, I'm drafting a person that I want to go to war with.
Right.
I'm drafting a person that the rest of my team wants to go to war with. Right. I want to be able to entrust that mojo.
Winston.
I want you to lead my team.
Winston, I got a question for you.
When you sitting out here doing all this other shit, when you sitting there talking about goddamn, but I'm gonna only go to these teams, and I want a percentage of ownership in these teams. If I go there, like, no, there's too much shit.
Right. How
I can't focus on the board and the shrapnel coming over my head.
Right.
Goddamn, when I gotta worry about the person in the goddamn trenches with me.
Right. I'm with you on that. But let me ask you this. Did he say that, or did his father say that?
He said it.
His father, wait a minute. His father been talking a lot too for the last 6 months.
He said that. He said they ain't goddamn put it out to his publicist and shit to relay the message. He said that.
Got a question for you.
Go ahead, kid.
All right. I get all that. With that being said, we gotta go to Kansas City for the get in the shootout with Kansas City in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather take
You want to take Penix to war against Mahomes?
Oh no. Oh, yeah.
My question is, what quarterback would you want? You got to go to war against Mahomes in a shootout.
I would rather have Penix.
Yeah, I ain't touching.
To be honest, but like me personally,
I'll take Jaden Daniels.
Me personally, the quarterback that I want is Jaden Daniels. I say in a shootout against Mahomes, I would rather have Penix.
I'll take Caleb before all of them in the shootout.
Yeah.
No. I wouldn't.
He's just the most, regardless of personality, he's the most talented.
Me personally, I want to go draft Jaden Daniels. I feel that is the move that need to happen. That's the move that I'm pushing for. Whatever.
I hope Arthur Blake don't see these two.
Whatever you have to do to go get this man here to Atlanta. That's what I feel. Now, if you want to go to actual schematics, then if it's a shootout against Patrick Mahomes, I would rather have Penix in a shootout against Mahomes. I'm be honest. In an actual shootout, I would rather have Penix. But Penix scares me. Penix got them 2 major knee injuries. That's
not even a knee injury for me. I just think knee injuries. I think Caleb just a better passer.
And these morons who be in prison at the moment don't even know that shit.
Penix off of pure arm and passing talent.
Pure arm and accuracy. I'm gonna say Caleb.
Penix got the best arm.
You would say Caleb
coming out.
I'm definitely saying Caleb.
No.
I'm saying Penix. I'm saying Penix.
Penix got the best arm coming out.
Straight up.
You got to look at it.
Penix killed every team by throwing it.
Watch how that ball come off his hand.
Yeah.
Watch how that ball come off his hand.
All right.
That's a
most of his production.
Y'all must have seen Caleb play this year.
We did. I watched Caleb play against Penix.
I'm an Oregon Duck fan. I watched goddamn Caleb.
Most of Penix production came off of one throw. Most of Penix production goes on one throw. That's easy going deep. And he throws that ball deep. Most of his production goes off getting buddy deep. That's most of his production. That long ball to Roma Doomsday or whatever. That's 90% of his production.
That's the same shit that Caleb was doing last year. It's how you knock him.
No, when at Oklahoma, I seen him throwing it all over the field.
All-star team.
When he was at Oklahoma, he was throwing it all over the field.
That's what I'm saying. He's not a better quarterback.
I asked y'all.
He don't have a Rome Adoze on his team. It's like Chad Pendleton at Marshall with Randy Moss. Like, there you go. Give me to the lead.
Hey,
like I'm not saying he's not talented, but most of his production comes off that one receiver.
In the USC, they did not load that team up for Bear. They loaded that team up for Bear. They had all-star all across the goddamn board. And what did they do? Nothing. Only thing that came out of it was Caleb ended up getting a Heisman. Now everybody went to the league. Caleb doesn't look the same.
His best receiver is playing in Minnesota right now.
It doesn't matter.
But
it doesn't matter.
He don't have a Roma Duze. I put like this. You put that same receiver at USC, Penix is not going to look anywhere close to the same.
So I asked y'all all that to say, I think Tevin Farno go get Jalen Daniels this year with our first pick. Why?
That's 3 for Daniels.
This why? Because New Orleans, they always draft from LSU. Every year. And that's what he like.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Saints want him too.
Right. So that's what I think.
Stop that. That's right. We gotta stop that, y'all. We gotta stop that. We gotta get him.
No, what we need to stop is stop not drafting in our goddamn backyard. That's what we need.
Yep.
I'm a Georgia fan.
That's for the other position. Linemen, position players, yeah, but not quarterbacks now. Quarterback, we need to go somewhere else.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, Joe Burrow came from down here.
Well, Joe Burrow came from.
I'm talking about for Georgia. I'm talking about for Georgia, John.
Oh no, I'm talking about the SEC. I'm talking about the SEC. I think that's what Wilson's saying.
Justin Schaefer was the last player that we drafted from fucking Georgia. Justin Schaefer was the last player that we drafted from our backyard.
Well, we know that. Yeah, we need to draft.
I'm talking about the entire SEC
on the field.
Yeah, I'm with you, John. I don't know why the hell I tell you. I kick my Scout fans if he go anywhere to the West Coast. I need you to stay right here in the SEC. That's where I need my players from. You don't need to be no Montana, definitely no AAC. Any team like Montana, Dakota, I don't get that, please. No way. If you want to go to the West Coast,
y'all know Troy Anderson,
Montana.
Yeah, you know he's eligible to come back this week.
Yeah,
keep his ass on the bench.
Yeah, I heard that. Oh, hey, did James answer the question? James.
James. What quarterback you will draft?
I'm impressed with you can't go wrong this year. I can say that. But to me, I like Jalen Daniels to be drafted to us. But overall, with that being said at hand, if we don't get him, I wouldn't be mad at Penix. To answer the question, Keely.
Yeah, I'll keep going.
Keely and Red. The man he has the deep ball, don't get me wrong, but he makes the necessary throws, the other throws that you'll want your quarterback to make. Right. If you look at that Texas game, I'm just saying, I'm not living in the moment. I watched him the whole year. If you look at that Texas game, it was an out route that a tight end was running. It was like a fade route that the tight end was running. Right. And he had a safety in a corner right there on, and Phoenix still fitted that ball in. And that wasn't a lucky throw. He did that with ease. My thing is with him, like I said in the chat, because I put the question up in the chat as well in Atlanta Bird game. In Atlanta Bird game. Wow. The thing is to me is that Penix looks like to me that he can read coverages a lot quicker than Daniels. Because in the Bama game with Daniels, listen to me, in the Bama game against Daniels, when Daniels played Bama, he wasn't reading like that. Plus, the pass rush was getting to him, so that's where he got rid of all his scrambling yards from. And he did make a mistake that he read the coverage wrong. Don't get me wrong, Penis will make the same mistakes as well. But it's to me that when I was looking at the Texas game, he was reading the coverage a lot more thoroughly and quicker because even when they was getting to him, he was still getting that ball out to his receivers, and he will read the defense fairly quick. And say for instance, nobody open, he'll check down to his running back.
Right.
So that's why I like if it was a shootout, I like Penis better because he takes care of business. He can actually read the field because I seen him looking every which way to try to get his receivers open, and he puts the ball where the receiver can get it.
Look, James, look, I said, I don't think we can go wrong with either guy.
No,
I don't think we can go wrong with either guy. There's pros and cons with each guy.
I'm
with
you 100%.
Phoenix had a good game. Phoenix had a good game this weekend.
Let me get my one rebuttal in.
All
right. The point I was making was that a lot of his production goes to like it's not like he spread the ball out. So I was looking at the box score, and he threw for 430 yards, right?
Right.
Only but 2 receivers had over 100 yards. Just 2. So to my point, that was my point. It's really so much he has those deep targets. I get the whole spreading the ball out. Only but 2 receivers had 100.
So you saying
out of 430 yards?
Okay, so you saying he got the wide receiver? They making him look better than what he is?
No, that's not. No, he's good. But what I'm saying is, all right. So for example, Odunze and Polk are the only 2 over 100 yards receiving. Right. They both average over 20 yards a catch.
Right. Now, let me
That's basically all I'm saying is a lot of that production is that deep ball to Odunze. Right. he has those 2. He got them 2 targets.
Let me ask you this.
So whereas I'm saying I've seen Caleb both at Oklahoma and at USC hitting everything on that field, like it's spread. Everybody's getting hit. That's the only difference that I'm saying. Penix in that game, I'm like, bro, Odunze is having a ball of a game. It's kind
of my question to you is, Penix was doing this all season. He been doing it for 2 years. 2 years.
Okay. And to my point. And to my point is to the same receipt. That's my point. It's not like it's.
If you can't stop, then you will keep on going with them, right?
All right. So here's my question, right? Ideally, you're right. If you can't stop, if a college defense can't stop it, then it will continue. However, that's not going to be the case in the NFL. If one receiver is taking up all the production, an NFL coordinator, a defensive coordinator in the NFL, that ain't gonna fly. Right. My point is like I said, that was my only criticism was that the ability to spread the ball out across it. I'm not calling Penix a one-trick pony. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying a lot of that production is gotten a certain way. And keep in mind, out of all that 430 yards, it only amounted to 2 touchdowns.
Right.
But to my point, a lot of that production is just heavily skewed to just those 2 receivers. It's not like 80 here, 60 here.
He did not spread it out more.
That is my point. That's just it. I'm not saying
he's not. That's why I didn't understand all that prisoner of the moment shit yesterday. I kept telling folks.
And he's been doing it all year though. Like he's look up here he got it. Up here he has it. He's
look. Okay.
It's
I'm gonna ask you this.
Seems to be centered around just.
Okay, I'm gonna ask about this. That the kind of quarterback that we need, they got it up here. Whether they got it up here,
but that doesn't mean Caleb doesn't have it up here. I'm just saying Penix is clutch.
But what I said, I think I would take Penix on the battlefield with me any day of the week before I take Desmond Ridder. Why?
We're not arguing against Desmond Ridder. We're arguing against the other people in the
draft. What they comparing is the quarterback Caleb Williams to Michael Penix.
Right.
So the thing is that with Caleb, I see what he's saying because I watched Caleb too. The vertical game that USC had this past year was amazing because he can hit receivers in stride and hit them in certain spots as well. Against Washington, he did that fairly well. It's just that he just made those mistakes in the critical points of the game that cost them the game. And Penis was doing the same thing in that game too. The vertical game for Washington, I agree with Keeler. It is elite. It's very elite. It's very elite. It's very elite. And that's the thing. I see what he's saying, but what amazed me is that between him and Caleb, I think Penix reads coverages a lot faster and better than Caleb at that point. Because for the simple fact it is in that test, I'm gonna go back to the Texas game specifically. It was just that it was spread it out with the deep ball, and that deep ball was elite, but he made some throws in that game that had me like, ain't no way that ball got in there.
Right.
James, let me add one more context, James. So remember me saying only with 2 receivers over 100 out of 430 yards, only 2 receivers over 100, right?
Right.
And one of them got 77 yards off one play.
God damn.
Right. I think that was like the second play of the game.
So hold on. So keep in mind, only 2 receivers over 100, and Polk is one of those receivers, and he got 77 out that 100 off one play.
Now I'm gonna ask you. Look at how they were doing all season. Look at the wide receivers. See what the wide receivers did all season.
It's the same thing.
They got 3 good solid receivers.
James said, that's been all year long. They've been throwing the ball deep, like bro.
That's why I'm taking Daniels, because Daniels basically a one-man show.
Now Taylor has some solid receivers too now. Like Zachariah Branch and Jerry Wright's son. He was there.
But Addison was his best receiver before he lost him to
you
Detroit.
know, Jalen Daniels is more a damn dude than just Penix. He's just more traditional. To me, Penix is more traditional. Ever since his knee surgery, he's been more traditional QB. Pocket passer.
But Jalen Daniels had a top five receiver that's going to be in the draft as well with Malik Neighbors.
Right. Top 5, maybe top 3.
But he's not.
And Brian Thomas wasn't no slouch as well at LSU. Both of them went over 1,000 yards before the season went out.
But James, neither one of them getting drafted before Aduze.
So man, that boy, that bad. That's a bad man, bro.
Any boy gonna be way up there in the draft. So
now my next question to all y'all: do we trade up, get the number 1 quarterback, Caleb Williams, or do we trade up?
That's
a very good question, because I need to see what the hell got this soundtrack going. Damn. Anyway, that's a very
Winston. Come on now, Winston.
Gentlemen, it's about that time.
Okay, let me ask it, Ron. We need to see where we finish at on Sunday, because if we finish within the top 10 and teams ahead of us and whatnot, it all depends on what the teams above you do. Because all I'm saying, a lot of my drafts have Jalen Daniels falling right in our lap. So if he falls right in our lap, you don't need to trade it up. Ain't no trade it up, you don't need to. But now Caleb gonna keep posting pictures and shit and get the Falcons, attention, and then some dumbass in the Falcons point, I would say, man,
and that my point right there. That my point right there. I'm going by what Winston said.
Of soap opera to come. So
that was said tickets, right?
I think
that was said tickets, right? That was put butts in seats, right?
That's what put butts in seats.
Okay then. So do we? I'm going by what Winston said. Do we package up to draft
We might
pick.
not have. We may not have to for Daniel.
No, we won't have
Well, I
to for
tell you
Daniels
what,
because
yeah, we don't know because, like Keely said, I don't know. We got to get through the time. All these questions are good questions, but they kind of vague because we so many options that we got to get through. Like we got to get through the combine, we got to get through free agency. We need to see what folks are saying after the combine. But some of them draft stock may rise, somebody draft stock may fall.
Right.
So it's a lot of shit that we need
Red,
to see.
Red, I
Yeah.
done told you I ain't paying you, Red. And I told you you ain't getting. Gentlemen, is headed toward that hour, 1:30 in the morning. I see Winston and James, both of y'all in the dog.
Well, I'm there to the
And Red in the dog too.
I'm outside though.
Man, this has been a good one. I appreciate y'all coming through and everybody in the chat who hung with us. Man, I'm glad y'all did. And
ask that question again. We're gonna talk about it.
Oh
Hit
yeah,
me up on Facebook, man.
Yeah.
and as is our tradition, I'm gonna issue our grades for the day. Keely, you get a let me see. Winston, you get a. James, you get a. Ron, you get a. And I'll take a D- for the team. They wanted to blame somebody, so I take it. I take that D-.
I take the D-.
I take that Atlanta Public Schools F. That's what I take.
Lord have mercy.
That's a 60 to 69. That ain't too bad.
Hey, they said C's and D's. C's get degrees, so as long as you got over C, you can get that sheet in. But like I say, gentlemen, man, it's been a pleasure as always. And come back and meet us at this same time next week, 10 o'clock. And we'll take it on into the midnight or late night or early morning hours, talking about what the hell happened Sunday. God.
And yeah, hold my bill.
We're gonna have
but hey, Ron, that's the hold my bill. If there's one thing assured, we gonna fuck it up.
I can deal with no more embarrassment now. Come on, we already had one clown couldn't even run a kick return back, and he was right there at the damn goal line and gave out a gas.
Y'all fellas be blessed, man. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, all y'all. Come next week. I need all y'all to have, because it's very likely the season will be over. I need all y'all to have a hold my beer moment.
Okay.
From the season.
Shit, I got several. I got a 12-pack already in the chamber.
Hold it till next week.
Shit,
all right,
well,
y'all be blessed.
All right now.
We out there now.
Hey, everybody on was still on. Where can anybody find you on social media?
You can find me on Talk Your Ears Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. We be talking about everything, sports and everything. We be on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere.
Find me on Facebook, James Holloway. Catch me on, hopefully this ain't the last Sunday because I never wish that. Catch me on Sundays, me streaming the game, chatting it up, talking the whole nine in Atlanta. If you ain't in Atlanta Bird game, if you in the iTech, please join the Atlanta Bird game as well. So pretty much at hand, you can catch the game with me and we can chop it up, talk it up, and I see comments and everything like that of that nature.
Sure.
All right. Hey, see, Tider was in. Wait a minute, who was that? Was somebody trying to come in late? Oh, that Red trying to come back. I'm told that, boy. I'm not paying. Red, I am not paying you. Now, we were going to pump you up anyway, Red. Going to tell everybody to join Red and Rev on Saturday mornings. What time is it?
7 o'clock.
See, that's the best way. You have to take Red right there. End up there just talking and you can't hear. Red, turn your mic on. Turn your mic on, Red. I can't hear you. But
Red,
yeah,
trying to play a damn man. No, Red. No,
it's still not working. But like I said, hey, tune in to Red and Rail. I think it's 10 or 11 o'clock on Saturday morning. We appreciate Red being here with us.
He about to get together.
Red,
I can't hear you.
Cut your mic on, Red.
We can't hear you.
Hey, Red. Just if you can hear me, just understand. I'm doing you a favor off of not clipping this and posting it on Facebook.
Something must be really wrong. But yeah, tune in to Red and Rail on Saturday morning. And that ganja.
I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all be easy.
That's operator error. OE. That's OE.
It's shout out to Ron and your show. Give your show one more time.
Talk Your Ish. We'll be on Facebook, YouTube.
What's your time?
Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock.
Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. Talk Your Ish.
Talk Your Ish.
Church.
We be on Twitter, YouTube. We be everywhere. Instagram, all that good shit.
All right. And that's my partner Winston down there. We are the eye test. And hey, y'all take care of yourselves. This is just day 3 of 365. Make every last one of them one to be proud of. And just like I always tell you, drive home safe. Bye-bye.
It's the beginning of the year. Blessing to everybody. Blessing to everybody. And I thank y'all for tuning in. And we're going to build this to be even better and greater. We got a lot of things in store for y'all. Stay tuned in. Catch the eye tag, and we out.